Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 243. We just went over this.
Sir. Yep.
That's how quick my memory works. Gosh, these fish oil pills are not working. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. It sounds like Ed's not as sick, so I'm going to let y'all hear it. Ed Placencia.
Gabe's got a little show and tell this week.
Exactly. This is my half Mexican friend, Ed. And that's he's right. Not sick this week.
Hola.
Where are you, Ed? Are you at home? I know you're on a world tour.
I am not at home. I'm actually at my brother-in-law's in Jacksonville, Florida right now.
Oh, wow. That's Beautiful. Very far from where you live.
It is. It's very far from where we live. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's going well. Apparently I have allergies. So
yes, you do. Welcome to my world.
I know. That's what was going on last week. On a whim, I took some Claritin, and it didn't clear me up right away. As you can, I've still got a bit of a cough and what have you, but it definitely made stuff better.
It did,
and
that's good.
Yeah. So I was talking to Sarah about it, and I was like, so all these years when I was like, I'm just susceptible to changes of weather because in the spring and the fall when I got warmer or colder, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if that's also allergy season because.
Well, allow me to enlighten you very quickly.
Funny.
So, thank you to all of my doctors I've ever seen that never told me.
Well, in the spring, I'll tell you right now, Dr. Router's in. In the spring, you'll have tree pollen, and in the fall is ragweed season. Those are the worst allergens that most people get all the time. You're welcome.
I know. So, I went to CVS.
That'll be $3,000.
Exactly.
That's right. I'll bill you tomorrow.
I went to CVS and got some Claritin and it worked. And so I went back because it was just like I got like a really small, like a package of them because I didn't know if that's what I needed.
Sure.
And so when I went back, I said, oh, there's Claritin or there's Claritin that you have to take a card up to the pharmacist to get.
Right.
Claritin D.
The difference is, but this must be the good stuff because I have to go show my ID to the pharmacist. So I got that.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah, that's Claritin D. That's your decongestion, and that's the one that also makes crystal meth. So enjoy.
Oh, really?
I am.
That's why they take your driver's license because
like Sudafed, any of those. That's why you can only buy so many. And yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, any decongestant like that can be used to make meth. So we all knew it. We all knew you had it in your head. So good luck with your meth habit.
If anyone out there knows how to make meth, just use the hashtag.
Jeez.
Hashtag Ed makes meth.
Meth for Ed.
Oh, why is that going to be the title
for Ed? Oh shit!
But no, it's been a crazy week. Last week, Sarah and I left for she's doing a little Zumba tour where she's traveling to different cities. Teaching a master class, and then we just kind of move to the next city and teach another one. And
that's so cool.
Can I just say, one day I want to teach something where people can be like, "Oh, he's teaching a master class."
That's right.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I just want to be able to do that.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I'm in the master class. That's
Welcome
so cool.
to my master class. Now kiss my ring.
That's right.
Exactly.
Bow before me.
That'll be $3,000.
That'll be $3,000. We'll bill you tomorrow.
You guys are making so much money this episode.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm up to 6 already, man.
So we took off last Friday and ended up in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we also are turning it into a little coffee shop tour as well. So we're kind of,
which is great
because of course
to do while Sarah's teaching Zumba because I'm not doing Zumba.
He's like, I'm not doing Zumba and I'm not buying a Switch.
That's right.
That's right. Those are the two things that Ed Placencia does not do. Zumba and Switch.
What I find most amazing, even more settling me in the camp of not buying a Switch, is the fact that I can bring a PS4 remote and my Xbox One remote and play them on my computer and connect to my console back home. So I've been playing Persona 5 and Forza Horizon.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Nice.
There you go.
So
Are you suffering from a lot of lag though because of where you are?
it's funny. I thought I would, and very little actually. I've been really pleasantly surprised, and that's the hotel Wi-Fi has been more than what I needed to for both of them.
Well, it's probably because you're not playing like Call of Duty either, and like some action thing. You're playing Persona.
Yeah, like I didn't want to try like playing Overwatch because when it comes to the quick reactions and
Oh yeah.
how it would be.
Do you know on the PS4 side what the settings is? Like, did you go change the settings at all as far as resolution and any of that stuff?
I didn't change anything. I just downloaded the the PS4 for your computer app.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the default I think is, or it used to be when it first came out. I don't know if it's different now, but it was like it streamed it at 540p, something like that, which is definitely going to help because it's less data. I think that it maxes out at 720. But you have to go in and adjust it if you want it up higher. But then again, like if you're playing on a laptop, for instance, most of those screens are not massive, so 540 is probably good. As long as it looks fine to you, I would stick it whatever plays well and looks great.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is then, because I notice because there's so much text in the game, I notice that it's extremely sharp around the edges, but yeah, it's not enough for me to go in and tweak it. It's been working fine. So. And
are you playing? So you didn't buy the little wireless adapter, did you? Are you just using the cable?
Yeah, I'm just using the cable and plugging into the USB.
Nice. I don't have the only laptop that I own is a really old laptop. And it still works for like getting on the internet and a few little things here and there, but its OS is like 5 OSs behind, so I can't use it.
Oh, right.
And my computer here at home is literally in the same room, like 2 feet from my PS4. So I've just never downloaded it to try it because like, well, it's a little ridiculous. It's right there. Why am I playing it on this computer?
Right.
But I've always wanted to give it a shot, just to, if nothing else, to see how well it does, because I've had, as long as I have decent connection in whatever hotel or wherever I am outside of the house, I've been able to connect to my PS4 with remote play really well on like the Vita. It doesn't really work. I would steer clear from first person kind of stuff or Twitch based things, but anything. I remember the first time I went to Seattle was right after the PS4, like a couple months after it had come out, and I was in Seattle with Stacy. And I was playing Second Son from my PS4 at home on the Vita, and it worked fine. I mean, games like that, third person, I don't have any issues with, but I've always wanted to try the computer version. I just haven't had the opportunity.
Yeah. I've been really impressed with how well it works. I didn't know what to expect, and
that's awesome.
It's been really nice. Yeah. So I've enjoyed that for sure. Let's see. While we went from Raleigh to Columbia, South Carolina. And got to play Gabe for a day and met up with Will at a coffee shop, who's a listener.
Nice.
So yeah, it was nice. It was really cool to meet him. Great guy.
Was it weird to sneeze on a stranger? Or
he's pretty comfortable with that.
Sorry, Will. Let me get that off your shirt.
Let me get that off out of your coffee.
Gross.
He's sneezing in their coffee on purpose so that he can have another cup of coffee. Oh, I'll just take that.
You're not going to drink that now, are you?
That would be gross.
What if he said yes?
Yeah, unless he did something creepy. Yeah, exactly.
Give him the side eye. All right, this is going to end our get together.
Yeah, it was really nice. We hung out for a couple hours there while Sarah was in class. We went to the coffee shop, and time flew by. It was really cool just to hang out with him and get to meet him.
Where was that?
Yeah, it was in downtown Columbia at Drip Coffee was the name of the place.
Sweet.
And he had recommended a couple coffee shops to me there, and I went to both of them, and neither one disappointed. They were great.
So he knew what he was talking about.
He definitely knew what he was talking about. Yeah. So thank you, Will, and it was great getting to meet him and hear all about him and his family. And his dad is a Santa Claus.
No,
what? Get out!
That's awesome. Or something?
His dad works for Santa.
His dad works for Santa, does parades, and what I thought was really cool. Exactly. He goes house to house.
But yeah, he's like, hey,
Really?
Chuck, I can't make it down this weekend, man. You think you can hit up that ball? Will's dad's like, okay.
But people like hire him to go to their house as Santa, and
Oh, that's great.
No way.
That's
got to be the
fantastic.
best job ever.
Seriously.
of that, and I was like, "That's amazing! Like, what kind of that takes such a unique personality,
Yes.
you know, to you
a
want to be around
jolly
kids,
one.
Yeah, but you're sure out of work for most of the year.
right?
That's true. You got to pack it all in December.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. You know, it's funny. We've had some professional Santas we've seen over the years.
Mhm.
And man, that job doesn't stop for some of those guys. Like they're still in red. They're still, smiling at kids. This one guy gave Amara a card, took a picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, because she was staring at him and he came over and played Santa.
Wow.
Yeah, he
They
didn't
just
turn
keep
it
doing
off. Yeah.
That's really cool, though, man.
Yeah, you got to keep
That's
the beard
great.
growing all year round too. So you're always going to somewhat look the part.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what
That's
Chris is going to
so
look like 20 years from now.
That's right.
Chris already got the beard. We just needed to turn white.
That's right. Unless they're looking for a ginger Santa.
Like I got into running. That's why Santa got so skinny.
That's right. Gingerbread Santa. There it is.
Just put the outfit on. They won't be able to tell.
Gingerbread.
Sorry.
You know what? If I could change my PSN name, maybe I'd go with that.
Gingerbread
you
Santa. Oh.
Gingerbread Santa.
That's hilarious.
That's
I love it.
Let's see. After Columbia, we went down to Beaufort, South Carolina, and
Ooh, the booming metropolis.
but you know it just by the name.
Yes, I do. I know. Places like that can't get popular just because of the name. People don't know
Exactly.
that. That's a little known fact.
And we stayed with a friend of Sarah's and
Yeah, I
her
bet
husband.
you did.
You went whitewater
Yeah,
rafting.
a friend of Sarah's. You mean somebody she had just met on Friendster?
Like a day ago.
He hadn't just met her, but a lot of stuff got flashback to me.
Oh, I bet.
Oh wow!
I bet. I think you should just carry pepper
He's
spray
waking
from
up in
here
a
on
cold
out.
sweat.
I know, right? Whitewater rafting.
Ed's just gonna start saying, "You know what? No, this car seems comfortable. Let's just sleep in here."
Yeah.
So were
This
they
is
actually
cozy.
friends or were they internet friends?
No, they were actually friends. Yeah, Sarah had,
All right.
she knew her pretty well.
Okay.
But I had kind of like they video chat and stuff quite a bit, and so I'll kind of like pop in and like, oh hello, hey, but I didn't know her husband at all,
Right.
and
That's not awkward.
it wasn't awkward at all.
Oh, good.
That doesn't sound. That is.
Especially when he offered to let me wear his bathing suit,
Oh,
and when
yes.
I said no, he got mad.
Did he really?
Yes.
You are
Yes.
kidding me.
And then I said, oh, it's going to be this kind of few days.
Oh man.
Oh, Ed. Oh,
What-
Ed, I love
what
you.
was the
Oh, my
problem?
gosh.
What?
I think
Was it a Speedo?
it
Oh, my gosh.
was just I just don't think he hears no a lot.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh,
I love those
great.
kind of people. I love
You
them.
know, he's super friendly and super outgoing and super really wants you to do what he wants you to do.
Yeah, Doc.
And when you don't, it's like the needle scratch on the record. Like,
That is
Gosh.
awesome.
So did
Yes.
you reverse course or did you stake your in the ground and just
Yeah,
stay there?
no, I did not wear any bathing suit. And it's funny because, and I didn't even think of bringing a bathing suit, even though I knew our destination was Florida at some point.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
So when he found out that I didn't bring one, he was like, "Oh yeah, you can wear mine." And I said, "Oh no, I'm fine. I don't." And it just wasn't what he had in the master plan.
Where were you swimming?
No one went swimming.
Well, wait, why did you need a
So-
swimming
Well,
suit?
yeah,
why
was it
did you need a
just in
swimsuit?
case kind of thing?
They live on water and they have like a boat and everything.
Uh,
I was looking at the water and at the dock near their house there. It's kind of it's not like super clear water. You can't see to the bottom or anything. And so I said, "Oh, do people swim in this?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh yeah, all the time, and you would too if you'd wear a bathing suit."
Wow.
For the next couple of days, wherever he could sneak in the fact that I wouldn't wear his bathing suit.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
That's kind of funny, though. I mean,
You should have just looked him straight in the eye and then jumped in your clothes.
I know, right?
At one point, we were on the boat.
Please
and
tell
we
me
were,
you said a snide remark about him just wanting to see you with your shirt off.
No, I should.
Oh, you should
Yeah,
have.
you should have.
I didn't even really. It wasn't, I guess, a snide remark, but we were on the boat going under a bridge, and he said, "Oh, hey, people jump off this bridge into the water," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, I don't know if I would do that. And I said, "Oh, I don't know if I would either." And he said, "Well, yeah, well, you won't wear my bathing suit. And so if you jump in like this, your clothes will get wet." And I just said, "That's how water works."
That is true.
Oh, my
That's the way
gosh.
to go, man. Just kind of low key, under the radar, little jabs here and there. That's
What
kind of
was
amazing.
his issue?
I'm not sure.
It's called Type A personality, I believe.
I know, but like, no, there was
hope
no
he's not
plans
listening.
to go swimming.
Yeah, and
Yeah. So what's the deal?
it was funny
I
because he
understand.
asked us if we were going to the beach in Florida on our last when we left yesterday. We were at a coffee shop, of course, and he said, "You guys going to the beach?" And I said, "Yeah, we probably will. Sarah likes the beach."
And you got married on a beach
And then
in Florida.
exactly. And he said, "Oh well, we could have gone to the beach here, but you didn't have anything to wear." And I was like,
No
"What?
way.
There's also a thing called malls where you could go buy one if you actually needed one. You're not going to wear somebody else's bathing suit, for crying out loud. I wouldn't either. That's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, I will probably go to a surf shop and pick up some shorts,
There you go.
but it's not like a huge deal. I mean, I'm
What in the
fine,
world?
dude.
Wow.
It was, and I told Sarah.
I hope he's
and-
listening.
I'm sure he's not.
I'm sure he's not either, but if he was.
He's not now. He's not now.
Or
That's
if he
for sure.
is, just don't stay there on the way back.
Exactly. Yeah, we're definitely not. But
I would. The next time you go, I think your suitcase should be exclusively bathing suits.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Be like, need a shirt? Be like, nope.
Nope. I got my bathing suit. We're good.
I am golden. So it was, and we didn't know how long we were going to stay there. It was kind of an open-ended when we would come down to Jacksonville, and they were like, "You can stay the whole week if you want," and they were very generous in that respect. But
That's nice.
Sarah about everything, and she's like, "Do you want to go ahead and take off?"
Right. Sounds like they were very generous in many respects.
Yes,
A little
yes,
too generous.
Yeah.
right. So it was funny, and I told Sarah, I was like, I'm not upset because I'm getting some great stories. So
Yeah, you are. Yeah, no, this is all gold for you, man.
yes, but we left yesterday. Stancil had actually recommended a coffee shop we hit on the way down
You don't
here.
have to change it. We know how he works.
I know, right?
You have
That's
to
right.
go to this coffee shop.
Yes.
I request it.
I request it.
This is not a request. It is a demand.
But it's
Or I am Stencil.
area where Becky grew up. It's like her hometown.
Oh,
nice.
cool.
So yeah, so their friends of theirs actually own the coffee shop, and they weren't there when I went there. I asked if they were in. So yeah, it was a cute little place, and man, there's a lot of gnats in the Carolinas along the.
Well, the South.
Oh, you're in swampland, man.
No, I totally forgot about that.
Are you allergic to
Right.
gnats?
What's that?
Are you allergic to
Probably.
gnats?
I'm gonna say I am.
Let's just cover
Only
our
when he
bases here.
eats them.
Oh, gross.
Not in-
Yeah, you get a
Yeah, right.
mouthful of gnat. That's always fun.
Oh.
But yeah, we got into Jacksonville last night, and we're staying with Sarah's brother, and it's awesome. It's just good to see him again. He's a big gamer.
Oh, good.
At Sea Strike right now,
Oh,
And
snap.
there
Blast
you
from the
go.
past. I love that.
Right? So yeah, it's been good. It's been fun hanging out with Sarah and traveling around and just being in the car and joking and singing and just having
Great, man.
It's been
Yeah. That's like a mini vacation in and of itself, just being able to drive together and just hang out.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Gaming wise, like I mentioned, playing Persona, hopped into the Forza Hot Wheels a little bit last night before we went to bed,
Oh,
just
yeah.
to take it for a test drive, and can't
And?
wait to really get into it and explore that world. Stancil and I did our Heroes of the Storm this week. Took us way too long. Those games were too long for us.
Really?
It took us 2 hours to play 5 games, and we were just like, "Oh my gosh, will we please die?"
I think too, when you're not having fun, it's even worse.
And I think that this time we were just with people who were better, and so it took longer for one side to win.
Yeah, I was going to say, with you guys, if y'all are just playing tag again, it should have gone at least a little bit quicker, because at least one lane is definitely not going to be protected.
And that's the last game we realized. We were like, oh, this whole time we've actually been playing. We're like, maybe that's why. So the last game it was tag. And
that is funny.
Gotcha.
But so got I forgot what it was this week that we got. Oh, the Diva skin.
Yes.
And that was nice. And that's besides my standard Simpsons.
Thank
Thank you, Gabe, for making me start up balls
Yeah, I was
again.
gonna say, it's back to you, right, for the high
Sorry.
score chase?
Me.
Yes.
Have you gotten close?
It's funny because I'll get to like in the 270s like multiple times now, and I'll die.
Are you serious?
And usually I can't get even that far. And so,
See, mine's the exact opposite.
really,
To where I do terrible. Like I'll end on like 12, and I'm like, what is going on?
I've done that.
And
I've
then
done that too.
I'll get to like 60, 70, a bunch of 50s, and then all of a sudden I'll look down and be at like 215, and I'm like, oh snap, and I get like butterflies, and I'm like, oh shoot, don't mess
Like
this
shaking.
up, Gabe. Yeah, play
Bones
smart.
shaking.
Lift your thumb right up.
He's sweating.
Exactly.
Jenny's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
I'm
like
good.
nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm just playing the blood pressure app.
Exactly.
But
Oh my gosh.
that's pretty much me in a nutshell this week.
That's awesome, man.
Router, I'm sorry you got to follow that up.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. But I will say, Piper's topic of the week is kindergarten, because today we get to go do a little preview of her kindergarten, and she is super excited.
For
So
some
we're gonna-
strange
Wow.
reason in my head, and maybe this is just because I'm a sinner.
Lord.
I heard kindergarten,
Oh,
and I was
Oh.
like, oh man, what
Yes,
is she
we are-
prowling already before she even gets
we
into
are
school?
On the, we
Dang.
are on the
She's like,
prowl.
oh, I'm going into kindergarten. Oh yeah,
Boy,
swipe,
I
swipe,
am
swipe.
raising her. I am raising her right. Swipe right. Oh,
Wow.
good Lord.
I have no idea which way you even swipe to say yes or no. Anybody else? know?
I don't know.
I don't know which. I just know it's swiping.
Yeah,
That's all
me
I
too.
know.
We're getting oops for this one, I'm
Or-
sure.
Swipe left a lot, but I don't know which one that is.
You're like, I can't tell whether they're joking or not. Yeah,
know, right?
Yeah.
That good or
That's
bad?
funny.
So it's great. I'm really, really proud of her that she's like super excited for kindergarten. Every time we drive by the house, she sees it and she's like, "There's my school," and so she's like really excited. So we have a little preview from 9 to 11 today. I think we go in. I don't know if we actually meet the teachers at this time, but it's probably just like a little mini orientation.
Is it early?
she-
Why is it so early? This school year's not even over yet.
Yeah, I mean it's in 2 weeks it's over, but I think they're just doing a little whatever, and then really everything starts at like the first week in August, where we go in. Then she does like a couple half days, and then like I think on the 20 something 4th or whatever is when she actually starts full days and by herself. So, but it'll be great. And the school the pre-K school that she's going to now, they've just been awesome. She has her little mini graduation June 1st, but during the summer she's still going to go 3 days a week. And they do little summer camp things, which is a lot of fun.
So is it more like a Mother's Day out or is it a preschool?
No, it's a
that she's in now?
preschool.
Oh, cool.
No, yeah, it's called the Goddard School, and they're like high academic. Really, I mean, she's got her sight words down and a bunch of stuff going on really well. So I think she's definitely on track. And they basically the past few months leading up to even the summer, like they really start to prepare the kids for kindergarten, which
That's
I think
awesome.
is fantastic. So her teachers are awesome, and yeah, so it was Teacher Appreciation Week last week. So shout out to Miss Bethany and Miss Emma. I know you listen into the podcast.
How many? How many teachers is she going to have in kindergarten?
I think just one. Well,
Just the
I'm
one?
assuming just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
she's
don't know,
got
with a name like the Goddard School,
Yeah.
well at the Goddard School there are two, like they're
like
assigned
House of
two
Slytherin and everything.
teachers, right? 2 teachers per room, and then it just depends. Like they have little floaters that come in, and they'll help out if they need to too. So.
Is kindergarten out there? Is it all day?
Yeah, it's gonna go from 8:50 to 3:20 or something like that. Yeah, 3:30.
Yeah, I think that kindergarten is all day out here too. But back when I was in kindergarten, it was only a half day.
I always thought it was a
afternoon.
half day too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like,
school started later, I feel like, when I was a kid. I don't
Well,
remember
it
starting
depends,
at like the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just because we were used to it at the time, but man, I got to get on a new sleeping schedule for her because she's still going to bed at like 10:30 at night. And so
that'll tear her up when she's in kindergarten.
Yeah, we're going to start that whole process of getting her to bed a lot earlier starting now so that by August she'll be ready to go. So it's just one of those things that we have to do.
It's a bummer. I hated making that change.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean,
it was nice for me and Jenny. Like, we got more time together because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're just so used to hanging out with your buddy, you know what I'm saying, until 10 o'clock. But
I mean,
it really did affect her
it.
mood to get a full night's sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kids need to sleep all night. You know what I mean?
And how did you guys do it? Did you just say, okay, it's time for bed, and you put her in bed and that's it? Because
we scooched everything up. So like nap time and everything like that, everything got scooched up. Yeah. So that she would be tired by time.
They're going to stop naps at Goddard during the summer just to get them prepared because there's no naps in kindergarten. So they're going to stop all that probably right after June 1st.
Right.
So that's probably when we'll really start to do it. But it's, you have a routine with your child. Like, she wants us to snuggle with her for a little bit before bed and all that stuff. So we're probably just going to have to rock her world and do a hard stop at like 9 and be like, all right, we're going to bed and that's it. And just like, I can lie with her, read her a book for like 5 minutes, and then that's it, lights out.
Yeah, and I mean, and you still, Jenny's got a bad habit. She created a bunch of bad habits with Amara, where it was like, and then I scratch her back, then I read a book, and then we snuggle, and then we pray, and you're like, I'm not doing 45 minutes of going to bed.
I don't need 45 minutes of just to get her down.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think what we're gonna do, the way I see it, is throw her right into the pool and just boom, this is how it's going to be. And she's going to come out and be like, Daddy, I want to be out here. And we'll just put her right back in bed until she gets used to it.
So
that's what you have to do, Tim.
So is it better to just dive right in like, okay, now 8, you're going to bed? Or is it better to slowly walk it back? Like, okay, now we're going to bed 10 and then 9.
I mean, we've got a few months. So I think what we'll do is we'll walk it back a little bit.
We got to remember, though, kids don't know what time it is.
Yeah. They have no concept
She's not going to be like, wait a second, it's 9:30. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for us at least, when we stopped having Amara nap till later, that helped, because if she's up and going for 5 hours, 6 hours, she's tired anyway.
Yeah.
And so instead of her nap, when she went from like 2 naps to 1, and then we moved that nap like way up closer to lunch. So where we did lunch and then put her down at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then woke her up at like 3. And then she played for the rest of the day. She's ready to go to sleep by 8.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But here's the difference, though, is that sometimes even at school, Piper doesn't take a nap.
So Amara doesn't take naps at school either.
She's just like going. I mean, like, we had soccer last night, and then I took her and her friend Lily to Above All. So we did soccer, then jumping for an hour, and then dinner. And she was still fired up. I'm like, kid, go to bed. She did crash pretty quickly, though, when we shut all the lights off. But yeah, it's just going to be one of those things. So it's
harder in the summer, though, because the freaking sun stays up
because of the
so
light.
long.
Yeah. So we're going to ease into it. Well, not gonna. I mean, we're going to ease into, I think, the times, like start bringing it back like 9:30ish. But I definitely want to go kind of cold turkey and just be boom. All right, bath and say goodnight, and we're going to bed.
She might be a different kid too, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. We'll have to see. So that's what we'll be dealing with for the next couple months. But yeah, she's excited for kindergarten, and I'm excited for this preview today. And I'm just super proud of her. I love her enthusiasm, so it's just great.
Hopefully it stays. It's not one of those things where she goes one day and be like, all right, school was fun. Now let's go do other stuff.
Yeah. No, she's good. I mean, she will definitely have some friends, both from her school, from soccer, and just from around that are going to be in the same kindergarten class. So it's just a question of what classroom they are in. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, man, it's very exciting. And yeah, man, and along with that, my Nashville Predators, baby, are making history
snap.
in the conference finals. We will find out tonight who we play, either the Ducks or the Oilers. And by this podcast, we will know and either be playing game one, either on Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm feeling really bad for Gatorade right now. They've got two commercials during the playoffs that were huge swings and misses.
Really?
So they've got one where Paul George is taking a buzzer beater shot and then drinking some Gatorade. He totally had that opportunity against the Cavs, got swept by the Cavs, so he's not in it anymore, even though they still have to play the commercial. And then the other one is the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Patrick Kane. That's right. I saw that one. I'm like, you got swept in the first round by the Predators.
In the first round.
Yeah. Maybe there's a new Gatorade curse, like the Madden curse.
The Madden curse, right?
Gatorade would be amazing.
Missed on that one, boy. Golly.
But man, it is super exciting around here. The buzz around this town, I think people are feeling it. I got a great playoff beard going right now. I think it's just as long as my no shave November.
Wow.
And it's not getting as itchy anymore, so it's kind of cool.
See,
so
just push through. Keep it growing.
I'm powering through for my Preds.
Keep it growing.
Piper is like super excited. Like we've been watching all of the playoff games, and she's just over the moon. She just loves it. So it's so much fun.
Nice. I'm gonna send you some beard balm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this past weekend, Lauren was out of town. She was in Dallas, in your neck of the woods, Mr. Chris, for her Beauty Counter Leader Summit, which went really well. So I was a single dad, and it was like Saturday was like birthday party weekend. Like I had two parties to go to. One was at a gymnastics place, and then we immediately went from there over to the movie theater to watch Boss Baby with a bunch of her soccer girlfriends, because there were two girls there that celebrated birthdays together, and they're both good friends. And
was there any other dads there?
Yes, there were. So
when you're a dad at a child's birthday party, you like flock to each other like a moth to a flame.
And it's kind of funny.
But you're not excited about it. You can't act excited.
Yeah, you see the same people.
How's it going? Yeah.
I call it the birthday party circuit because you see the same people at every birthday party, and it's crazy. But yeah, it was good. So we did a lot of that, and then Sunday Lauren came home, picked her up early, at 10:40, and then we came back. It was a beautiful day on Sunday, and what did I do? Sit in and watch the Predators game.
I know that's right, Doc.
But man, we just had some really nice weather, and then just right back into the swing of working and trying to get my life caught up with everything, and looking at, and checking out the new house every day, and it's coming along, man. We got the plumbing lines in, electrical's going in, and then once we get all those inspections, drywall is going to start going in pretty soon, I'm sure. So it is moving and shaking, but it will start to slow down now once we get to that drywall phase.
Did you guys did you ever make it to Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, I never got a chance to, but I'm itching to go, and I heard it's really great. So I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Lauren. Maybe we'll have a date night and be like, hey, do you want to go? And she'll probably say no, but it's worth a shot. Right? I mean, you can't. You got to try, don't you?
Of course.
So
that's how you got married in the first place.
That's right. Exactly. You just got to step out there.
Got to try. Step out there in faith,
right.
Doc.
Look at that. Philosophizing. Anyway.
Philosophizing.
So on the gaming front, man, I can't. I've in this funk. I can't do it. All I've been playing is Rocket League, and then I've been way back into Hearthstone, which has been so much fun. I'm starting to do arena battles again and realizing how terrible I am at them.
Well, I know that's right.
But I'm starting to get a little bit better at them now, and but I'm back to that game, man. It's just fantastic. It's so good.
So what do you mean exactly when you say I'm in a funk? I mean, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
I have Witcher right it's in there, like it's ready to go. I just have not pushed that stream button. I haven't wanted to stream anything. I haven't wanted to play anything other than just play Rocket League. And I don't know why. I want to. I just don't do it. I'm like, I want to.
You're like, I want to. I just don't want to. Right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's just this weird funk. Like I'm looking at my stack, and I've got so many games, and they're all huge. And I'm like, I just want to play a quick
That's
pickup
probably
game.
what it is.
So that's
you're getting intimidated.
But that's the thing, like, yeah, I think I am getting intimidated. And with Witcher, like, I don't remember the controls, so I don't want to start streaming and just be fumbling. But I think that would actually be. But at the same time, like, well, that would actually be kind of funny to see to have everybody watch me just fumble through Witcher until I get my bearings again. But it's like, yeah, maybe I'm just intimidated. I'm just like, or it's just exhausting thinking about it.
I totally have been there before.
So I'll get out of it soon. I'm just like, but I'm enjoying Rocket League still. I'm having so much fun. It's just a nice, quick pick me up, and not pick me up, but just pick up game because I can just play for like 20, 30 minutes and then go back to work. And
it could be a pick me up,
right?
Yeah, I mean it is. It's fun, man. When you get one of those aerial shots in the goal, that's the greatest feeling. This is so great. It's so cool. You're just like, oh yeah.
You're like, yes. I am man.
I am Rocket League man.
I drive car, hit ball.
Hit ball, drive car, boost, go. So yeah, I will get out of this funk. So hopefully my morning crew will see me pop up soon because I do miss them. I miss talking to them, but I also don't want to embarrass myself and be like, well, I'm going to play this game and I haven't played it in forever, and here we go.
You
and
can
all the other games
on the stream button, just hit it.
I know.
10 minutes in.
I know, that's true. But that's the thing. Like all the other games we already have on the YouTube channel, so it's really me grinding those games out. But this is one that like I can get back to my morning crew. I can talk to them because nobody else is playing Blood and Wine. So I will definitely try and do that once I get the courage to do so. So hopefully you'll see me this next week playing some. So work is going to start. Work, I mean, has always been pretty crazy, but it kind of ebb and flows. So I think I might be in this kind of. I'll have a little bit more time, so that would be great just to get up and do it. So
sweet.
Nice.
That is it for me.
Good for you. Chris McCracken.
Well, I'm going to start off by saying that today, Wednesday, May 10th, is Mama Bread Fan's birthday.
Yes!
How dare you put her out there like that?
No, put her out there like that because she's awesome. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Mama Bread Fan.
Yeah,
Mama
so I'm hoping
fan.
to see her this coming Sunday. I have a bit of a busy weekend because I have my father-in-law is coming in town as well. But I tend to try to wrap them up together since she lives on the other side of town. Usually birthday and Mother's Day together because they're so close.
Yep.
So I'm hoping to get out there and see her on Sunday. Actually, I haven't even talked to her about it yet to find out what her schedule is and what she's got going on. But
Chris.
Looking forward to that. I know, but she's a busy lady, so I know that it's not like she's been waiting on my call. And I've got 3 other siblings, so I'm sure
she's never too busy for a call from you, Chris.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's
better
probably
call
what
that
she would
woman.
say.
Nobody's too busy for bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Better call that woman.
So outside of that, man, it's Bachelor Town over here.
Yeah,
So-
seriously.
That's right. I forgot Stacey was gone.
So this
No dishes
past
in
weekend,
the sink.
No wonder you haven't gone to see your Bob yet.
exactly.
That's right.
This past weekend, I've did a lot, but yet also nothing at all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Best kind of weekends.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to keep things orderly around the house. So I do the whole clean as I go stuff.
Yep.
And then, obviously I'll have to go get some groceries or whatever. And I'm not the one who gets the groceries that often because I'm not always trusted with getting that because I'll have the issue that I ran into where I'll go to the store and I'll come back and be like, all right, I feel really good about all the stuff I got. And then I realize 5 things I forgot.
Right.
And so the next day I go again and then I realize 5 more things I forgot. It's like, I'm good. I make the list, but not everything gets there. And so it's crazy because you get to the store, you just look at all the aisles and you're like, oh my gosh, I got what I need. Just some chips.
Exactly.
We're good.
Yeah. I got some peanut butter. I got some Oreos.
I'll just have
What else was
bologna
on
and,
my list?
and
Yeah.
use my hand as a sandwich. Yes. Great.
Speaking of Oreos, I actually did get some.
Ooh,
Yeah,
because they're
buddy.
delicious.
And
They are delicious.
I found cookies and cream ice cream Oreos. I was like,
Yes.
okay, you got to get these.
Holla
Yeah.
at
And
your
then
boy.
yesterday after work, I was at the store again because I had forgot more stuff, and I saw
amazing.
waffles and syrup Oreos.
Oh,
And
Lord.
no.
Those are probably
no.
limited time, right? So I had
Draw
to get
the
them.
line on that. No, draw the line on that one.
So
I
I
had
haven't
no
opened
idea.
them up yet, but man, am I
Oh.
looking forward to those. I got to finish out the cookies and cream ice cream Oreos first.
Yowzers.
Finish them.
I know.
know.
I don't know
know.
how to sit down and have a respectable amount of Oreos.
Well, see, here's the crazy thing. I can
alone?
actually
You kidding me?
Well-
It'd be me, some Oreos, and Notting Hill.
yeah.
Chris
I
will be
can't-
running a little bit more this week.
Yeah, I can't not get them and not eat them, but surprisingly, I'm able to control my portion size per outing. So like each day, I won't let myself have more than 2.
Whoa,
I know.
That is
Maybe
amazing control.
If I'm splurging, I might have 4.
Self-control, brother.
A day?
Yeah.
Or a time you go to the package?
No, a day.
2 cookies or sleeves?
And that's why he's 130 pounds soaking wet.
Man, I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
The main thing is that because when I go to work, there's like, but when I go to work, there is food and donuts and chocolate and everything everywhere, and I will just munch throughout the day because it's so accessible and easy. Yep. And it's one of those things where I do it. I'll just be at my desk and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a walk because I get away and walk away from my desk periodically. Whether maybe I got to print something, or I'll just do it just to because, or go see somebody in person and ask them that question rather than send an email. And there's food all along the way, so I always am just grabbing it, not even paying attention that I'm doing it. So when I'm at home, I try to be very diligent about like, look, if I'm going to eat something, I need to actually be hungry. Now, that's not to say that I may not go a little bit overboard, just not when it comes to the cookies.
You don't need to be hungry.
Well, I know, but
Oreos.
Something about the sweets, like I'm not a huge sweets person anyways. I like them, but I don't have like a constant craving for them.
Right.
So I'm able to restrict those. But if you put like mashed potatoes, I'm probably going to eat the whole thing of mashed potatoes.
He's like, now, if you put like beer in front of me.
Right.
Oh, yeah, or beer. So it just, I don't know. Oreos is one of those things where I have willpower without having complete willpower.
Okay,
I don't know what it is.
So with your Oreos, do you dunk it with milk?
No.
Do you twist and separate?
Nope, I just eat them straight up. Nom.
Wow. I'm the same way, straight up. Unless Jenny gets out some milk.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have a big fight about her sharing because there was one time where I dunked it and half my cookie fell in there. She was all upset about it.
Oh, that's the best one, though. And then you got to drink the milk at the end.
I know. I was like, what do you mean you're mad? You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. That's like adding deliciousness to your milk. Come on.
Exactly. Jeez Louise.
I don't mind doing all the milk stuff, but it's never been like a part of my Oreo experience where
I'm the same way. I'm the same
so
way.
Good,
I don't like milk, though. Just by itself.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
And that's the other thing. We rarely have milk in the house because I'm the only one. I'll use it for cereal, and I'm the only one who does. Stacy might use it occasionally for cooking if an ingredient calls for it, but she doesn't drink milk either.
Does she eat cereal?
No, she doesn't eat cereal.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even always have milk. So
that makes sense.
Part of the reason as well. I just got used to not having to have it. So outside of that, just taking care of the house and making sure the dog gets walked a couple of times a day.
That's good.
On the weekend, anyways. On weekdays, I'm only walking her once because ain't nobody got time for 2 walks. Come on now.
I know that's right. You just need to go to the bathroom.
Then I'm making sure that we play and we spend time together. Our dog Ellie is definitely like a mama's girl, and so she's always all over Stacy. So when she's not, I get to experience a little small portion of that. I'm like, oh, this is nice, but why do you ignore me when mom is here?
Exactly. This is what it feels like to be loved.
Unless I have food or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm making sure she's alive and sending pictures.
That's good.
Like, oh, here's me and Ellie hanging out. She's a great dog. So outside of that, gameplay wise, I was one of those people who was able to grab the NBA Playgrounds in the small little window that it was available when it turns out that it was the beta that was released on PSN.
And didn't we talk about that? We thought that it was that. We thought it was an online test.
Yeah, it was weird because it didn't say like demo or beta or anything anywhere, but it didn't have all the options in the menu unlocked either. You could only play online.
It definitely felt very released for internal consumption. It didn't feel like this was like just with none of that being there, not saying demo, not saying beta. You're like, oh yeah, this wasn't for the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because every other time that I've been either part of a beta, although most of the betas I've done have been actually public ones or demos, like it always says that somewhere. It doesn't, because it just said NBA Playgrounds. And so you had the impression that, oh, maybe I just got away with getting the full game.
Yeah, how did you find that, by the way?
Devin Tyus posted it on our Discord. He was like, hey, this is available. So I went and grabbed it real quick.
Oh, okay, because I saw
I did it on my phone. I got on there and said, download the PS4.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
And then it was on there, and I logged in with remote play just to check because I remembered you saying like, if you open a game, they can't return it. So I was like, maybe if I open it, they won't take it back if this is legit and it's the real thing.
Oh, trust me.
So I got the Vita open, and I'm like, okay, and hit start. Okay, I've opened it. You can't take it back now. It's mine.
Did you end up playing it though?
Yeah, I played it that day a little bit over the weekend, like maybe twice. I wasn't very good at it. I thought it was neat, but I don't know. Like,
It's
and
the
I
shooting.
haven't seen. Yeah, the shooting, because there wasn't any, from what I could tell, there's no rhyme or reason as to, like, you would shoot,
the
and then it
shooting.
would say, oh, you shot too early or you shot too late. But I couldn't tell, well, where's the sweet spot? Am I just supposed to figure it out? Or is there a meter I'm not seeing
Welcome
somewhere?
to Zelda.
Or
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Mm.
So I didn't do particularly well. The first game that I did, I actually did really well. Whoever I was playing against, because it was only the online matchmaking that was working. I only lost by 1 point. The first couple of games, I would be within 1 point or so, and I would either win or lose. But then all the games I played since then, I just get blown out by people who had seemed to have been playing a lot. And it actually doesn't work now. I tried it last night just to see if it still worked, and it doesn't since the actual game is released
Yeah, it's
now.
like they switched the servers up.
Yeah, so it doesn't work. And I'm teetering back and forth on getting it because I'm not much for simulation sports games. I mean, they're okay to jump in here and there, but I just don't. I'll grab them if they're part of, PS Plus or Games with Gold or something, but I'm not going to buy them because I just don't care enough. I don't play them often enough. But the arcadey stuff is way more fun, and it's kind of like Rocket League or whatever. You can just pick it up and play a little bit and then put it away. It's not something you have to feel like you. I feel like the simulation stuff I have to take seriously.
Yes, I don't like it either.
And I don't have to do that with the arcade stuff. And I haven't had an arcade sports game, specifically basketball, in a really long time. And it's only $20. So even though there's some jankiness and not all the features, depending on your platform, are all there yet, I think I'm still going to end up picking it up, but I haven't just yet. I did tell my brother about it. He's more into sports games when he plays his PS4. He mostly uses his PS4 for PlayStation View. But the few games that he has like Madden, and I think he has NBA 2K. And so I had told him about it, and he downloaded it, and I've been waiting to see what his thoughts are on it. The other thing that kind of stinks is it seems like you can't team. There is online multiplayer, but it's only matchmaking. You can't get into a party with your friend and play on the same team or versus.
There's a lot of missing stuff. There's a lot of missing pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that feel, and I'm not sure, I haven't looked into it enough to see, have they said these things are coming, or is this just it?
Yeah.
I do know that like on the Switch side doesn't even, because it did release for the Switch, but it doesn't even have online multiplayer at all. Like that's coming later.
They say in a couple days.
So the Xbox One and the PS4, and is it on PC?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, all the other platforms does have, they do have online matchmaking, but that's it. You can't team up with your friends or play your friends specifically, like find them or send them an invite. That part isn't a thing there.
Yeah, I was gonna get it, and I was all hype about it, and it was my news story last week. But like, after playing that beta, man, I was like, eh.
Really?
Well, the shooting. It's a basketball game, and there's no rhyme or reason to the shooting. You know, when you put the ball in the basket,
there is
the way
something
you get points.
to it because there is something to it. I just don't know what it is because I've seen streams
I understand
and other
that.
videos where people
it's incredibly masked,
getting
though,
it.
is what I'm saying. It's like, okay, am I supposed to release it at the top of my shot? And am I supposed to release it as I'm still rising? Am I supposed
on the way up,
right?
on the
And
way
it's
down.
like late, early. I can't get a layup half the time. Like, and the animations are so fast because it's kind of NBA Jam style. You're like, well, is it for each shot that it's different? So if I'm doing a leaner, is it a different time I release it than when I'm just doing a regular jump shot? Or am I supposed to just know that, hey, after you press it 0.7 seconds, you release it, and that's a perfect shot, regardless of the animation?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems that regardless of the player or the player's stats, those don't seem to matter.
I mean, they
either,
do on like the 3-point
tell.
shot and stuff like that, and it seemed to matter on blocking. Some characters were easier to block with, I felt like, than others.
And the blocking or stripping the ball is really
that
easy.
jump was way
it
too
in the
easy.
beta. Yeah. I mean, you just swipe near him and it's going flying. So you have to really get good at dodging the other team as you are taking the ball, bringing the ball up to try to go for your shot. And I ended up not even doing the dunking nearly as much.
No, it was harder to get in there.
By the time I'd get there, I was like, it's going to get hit out of my hand. So I'm just going to shoot it. And then I'd run into the issue, what you said, where I couldn't really tell where's the perfect spot to try to release this to try to get the shot. It would just seem random.
That jump was frustrating. And then Chris put up on the Discord channel somebody from IGN reviewing it, and they said the same thing. I was like, thank God. Well, I mean, I was a little disappointed because I was hoping that when the full game came out, it was like
Yeah, we're hoping that was just beta problems.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be beta problems. I thought they just had left out like, oh, well, when you jump up in the air, a little gauge will come up or something at your feet and let you know the shooting. No.
Yeah.
So was this definitely a beta?
Yeah, it was. The developer came out and had said that it was the beta that actually accidentally got released on PSN for a couple of hours. And they said, anybody who's able to grab it, we hope you enjoy the game, but it's been taken down now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then the game released yesterday. I mean, I'm sounding really, really down on it. I still had fun overall.
Me too.
Playing it. That's what's making me think I am still going to grab it. It's only $20. I feel like that's cheap enough that it's worth taking the shot and just hoping that it gets better.
But
as
it's
you
a
go.
loot box system too. I think is that what bugged me a little bit.
Yeah, and my brother did say that when he first opened it, he noticed that not everybody's unlocked. You have to open a card pack, and then they're like sports cards, and then whoever's in that pack, that's who you play with. That to me isn't a big deal. In fact, I actually kind of like that because I want to have something that's an incentive to keep playing. Now, if they're ridiculously hard to level up and then in order to earn other packs, which I'm not aware, I don't know if they are or not. But if it's crazy hard, then yeah, that would be annoying. But if as long as it happens on a fairly regular cadence, like it does with Hearthstone or Overwatch, I don't mind that. I kind of enjoy that system and the whole like, oh, am I going to get the player I'm looking for? Oh, not out of this pack. Or am I going to get one of those legendary players? Or
am I going to get Donald?
That
oh, no, Donald.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't so fun that day, or in that game because I never got him. But
Mr.
overall,
Mr.
I like that
mind
system
that.
though. For all the other games, every other game that I've had that ever had that system, I've enjoyed it. It gives me a reason to keep coming back because if I have everything unlocked right at the beginning, there's no real incentive.
Yeah,
Eventually, I'll just get bored. So
yeah,
I like having something to work towards. But my brother was the same way. He's like, I don't like that. I can't just be who I want to be. So
Well, it's
Let
because
me be me, man.
NBA games,
Right.
you've gotten used to like, here's the roster.
yeah,
And this one's like, here's 7 people out of the last 50 years.
mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I opened up a pack and I got Del Curry. I was like, oh man, I got Steph's dad. Like I'm not saying he wasn't cold, but come on.
He wasn't played in how long?
Exactly.
That's
Now
a
it would be
trip.
nice if they added in some mechanic where you earned a currency or whatever, and you could kind of like Overwatch, where okay, I haven't earned this player I want, but I've got
you'll
enough
be able to buy
blah,
those
blah
packs
to
for
go
sure.
and buy them. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I don't mean just buy the packs because then you're just buying the random chance. I'm saying if you earned, for instance, like in Overwatch,
Or
you can
like
buy the
Heroes of
loot
the Storm.
boxes, but you also earn coins to where you can then just go to the store and buy the skin you want.
Yeah.
If they had something like that where, okay, I really want, Jordan, let's say he was in there as a legendary. He's like, I haven't earned him yet, but I've got enough currency. I'm going to go just buy his character.
Right.
Which I don't know if they have that or not. I haven't looked into it, but if not, that's something they could implement. And maybe that'd be a way around that part.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind having a carrot on the end of the stick because just being an arcade is fun for pick me up and quick play stuff. But eventually, I get bored of that if I don't have.
I didn't mind
a
it.
reason.
I didn't
to stick
mind
around.
it either. And maybe the full game is different, but it just seemed like not very many guys to start out with. Like, so you're just stuck with like 5 to 8 guys for how long? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not sure about because I didn't play enough, and when I did play, I wasn't doing well. I didn't level anybody up quickly, so I don't know how. I don't even know how you earn the card packs.
Yeah, I didn't.
I never
see
earned
that.
one.
I leveled up people, but I never. Because I did fairly good, but I played a lot of NBA Jam back in the day.
Yeah.
But
I really like the art style, and I like the music, and it just
the
it feels like a game that I would
is
enjoy.
Terrible though.
Really?
I didn't even listen to it.
Oh
to be honest.
my gosh, I was so mad. It just feels so stale and repetitive. Like because they kind of run out of their bank pretty quick. It's like they didn't really. I don't want to say didn't put in the work for it, but it's like it just feels pretty fast. With it.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can turn that off, and I think that I did.
No, I would
at least in the
definitely be turning
beta.
it off.
I don't know if you can in the full game, but I honestly never really paid much attention. I only remember the music. I don't even remember the commentating.
It is not good.
So how does it compare clearly to other games that you've played, Gabe? Because I know you play a lot more of the NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
games.
like Chris is saying, it's it's an arcade version of all that. So that's
Gotcha.
way funner. Obviously, it's not a sim.
It's
more laid back
and-
then.
Yeah,
it's not.
goofy.
It's not
You're
as serious.
taking huge dunks and stuff like that.
Yeah, Doing a slam from almost half court,
right?
Potentially,
That's
and
awesome.
crazy stuff.
The lottery system's kind of fun. There's this gauge that fills up, and then you kind of have the chance to have like double points on threes or double points from like a specific spot on the court, double points dunks, or like he's on fireball where you can pretty much shoot it from wherever and it's going to go in.
That's funny.
Ultimate where your turbo is unlimited for a little while. And so, or where the shot clock for the other team is really quick. The shot clock's already only 12 seconds, but then it can be only 6 seconds if you get this power up and stuff like that. So that stuff adds, it's fun.
Yeah, so it's so much more lighthearted.
Yeah,
and
gosh,
fun.
yeah, it's 2-on-2. It's super cartoony.
There's some other weird choices. For instance, whoever makes the first score, the first basket, gets an extra point added onto their score. So if it's a 3-pointer, you get 4 points.
Yeah.
There's weird stuff like that it just seems kind of random. It's like, okay, well, I'm cool with getting like extra points if there's a spot on the court and it says, ×2, and then you hit that and you dunk from that spot. I don't mind that, but just there were a few times where the other team would get a lot of points and it seemed somewhat random to me as to why. I mean, I'm sure they had some power up going, but it was a little strange.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not a huge deal to me because again, it's arcade. It's meant to just be goofy and silly.
Right.
So, I mean, I think I'm going to end up picking it up, but for now, I only played the little leaked beta, and I had fun with it. But I'm not like itching to. Oh my gosh, I gotta get it now. I'm going to kind of gauge it off of just what the community says. There's been a few people who did get it, and I've told them, hey, let me know what you think, and then also what my brother says. And if they do introduce a way to team up with a friend, through the online matchmaking or whatever, I'll probably for sure get it then because I would like to be able to team up with my brother and play at times, either together or even if we just had to play each other. I mean, that would be fine, at least just to have something. I don't want to have to only play strangers. I want to be able to team up in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I played some more. I did the Heroes of the Storm. I got my 5 not loot box matches that I had to do to get the Diva skin. I did it again on Saturday, for to help out my buddy Kale. I'd actually got him throughout the week.
It's like Tuesday to Tuesday, right? Or something weird like that? Is that how
I don't
weeks
know.
begin?
The last one started on Wednesday last week.
Okay.
But it seemed when you were looking at the sheet, it seemed like the first one started on a Monday, the second one started on a Wednesday, and then I don't even know when this week started. So, but they carry over. And apparently, like, you can go all the way to week 4 and still get all 5 of the Nexus weeks if you want. You don't have to do it. I thought you had to do the 5 this week, and if you missed that week, you missed those rewards. You can apparently do them all right at the very end if you wanted to.
Oh, nice.
Because that would take a long time, because it was the same way for me on Saturday. I was helping Kale get his 5 matches that he needed, and it took us about 2 hours. So, I mean, if you waited till the very end, that's a lot of gaming you'd have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The first week of Heroes of the Storm, we were only playing against AI, and obviously I knew, okay, this is simpler because, we're just playing the computer. There's no real people here. And I knew it was going to be tougher whenever we started playing real people. But it totally changed for me when it was real people. I was like, man, I am just getting destroyed. I don't know what I'm doing. I tried to settle into one specific character to try and, because when we were playing AI, I was bouncing around just to try, all these different things and figure it out. I quickly realized I need to just pick a person and try to get good with that person. So I found somebody and I was using them. And I feel like I'm coming around to where I'm getting the hang of it. I still don't always have a clear, I don't have a clear picture on what I'm supposed to be doing any given moment outside of just keep them from destroying my stuff and I destroy theirs. Like people be like, oh, we need to go here on the map to get this guy or whatever. And sometimes I feel like the game will shine and be like, oh, everybody come give an offering or something. And so then I know when to go there. But then there's other times where everybody's like, okay, we need to go here. And I'm like, but why? Do you just randomly know, hey, I need to go here now? And it's like, I'll listen to you and I'll do it. But it's like, but why am I doing that? I don't feel like
why am I here?
The game explains it well. And maybe it's not supposed to. I mean, I'm sure just playing it, I'll figure it out. But
Mama
when I would play with Kale,
so sorry that Chris was
it'd
that
be
kid.
the same way. When I play with Kale, he'd just be, hey, we need to go here. And so I would go there. And I didn't really pay attention to why I needed to go there.
It's because you've been playing the game with GPS the whole time.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I just have people tell me where to go.
Right. Where I did the stuff with Kale and then some other guys. And then I played a bunch of games by myself and just kind of like with real people. and it helps you figure out where you're going and why you're needing to go certain places when you don't have somebody being like, take a left, now take another left, now after 2 lights, then take a right, and then ask you to drive to the same place the next day. You're like, oh, well, I don't know where to go. I was just being told the whole time.
And there are times when it's obvious because, for instance, on the Hanamura map, at some point you're going to have to push a payload to a point, and it'll say like, your payload has now been released. Go get it. And so there's time, or like you have to go to this place and do an offering, and then you get a guy to fight with you. Or there's times it's obvious that the game announces it, but there's other times where people say, obviously we need to go here. I'm like, why is that so obvious? I don't get it. But regardless, I'm trying to figure it out. I think I am figuring it out, and I'll maybe hone a little bit of skill now that I've narrowed it down to 1 or 2 players that I'm trying to do. But I don't feel like this is going to be a game where I'm going to be playing it a lot outside of this whole Nexus thing. I might, there's still there's another week, 2 weeks, or one or 2 weeks left in it. So I might, and I'll probably keep it left on the computer and just fire it up here and there. I definitely enjoy getting into a party and talking with people, but they're constantly just telling me, too deep, pull back. Oh, I'm dead.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, well, that sucks. And then the respawn meter just gets longer and longer each time you die. So it's by the time you've died four times, I think it's like almost a minute or something ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. And then I just feel like they're all, oh, somebody come help me. Somebody help me. I'm like, I'm 30 seconds. I still can't go over there yet. So I just feel like I'm letting the whole team down because I'm dying constantly. But
yes.
Anyways, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm getting all my Overwatch stuff which is the main reason I'm wanting to play anyways.
Yeah.
I did play some more Overwatch just because that game's fun. And I bought Nier Automata. I have not been able to play it a lot yet. So basically the beginning of the game is the exact same thing that you played in the demo. So I've played through that entire first part that was in the demo, and then you get to this. Yeah, well, it might be a little different, but for the most part, it's the same thing.
Okay.
So I was familiar and knew what I needed to do, which was nice. And then you go to this hub. I'm thinking it's like your hub area. It's this space station hovering over the Earth. And that's the first time that you can save. So when you first boot up the game, it says there's no autosave. Play the game and figure out how to save.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
And I'm like, that's a little, I don't really
That's
care
throwing
much
you
for that.
under the bus. It's like, hey, go.
Because it did that, and I've not played anything past what I already knew, I have a little bit of the router syndrome in that I've wanted to play it a few times, but I don't know how often those save points are going to come up. So if I don't have an hour, I'm not jumping into it because I don't know, am I going to get 30 minutes in and I haven't found a save point and then I lose all that progress? Now somebody brought up the other day, I think it was on Twitter or maybe it was Discord, where they were saying, oh, you can just put it in rest mode and like close the game down and then bring it back up right in the same spot. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I could probably do that.
You just don't trust it.
But usually I'm not going to think about that. And I'm just going to be like, oh my gosh, I haven't found a save. I've got to wait until I find a save. And that anxiety of not knowing how often they're going to show up has kind of kept me from pushing further because I haven't had about an hour to play. Now I may jump in there and it's like, oh my gosh, they pop up all over the place and it might be no big deal. But I haven't been able to go past that beginning spot, which I had already played because it was part of the demo. But I like it. It feels really good. I'm excited to get into more of it. So
nice.
Yeah. And that's it for me.
There you go.
Mr. Patillo.
Yeah.
What you got? I
went to that old Ohio this weekend.
Yeah, you did.
Cincinnati, got to hang out with Jeff Swan.
Yeah.
Because, I still got to do my due diligence, man.
The ambassador.
Got to go see the people.
You are the ambassador.
So that was awesome. It was so good hanging out. He had like a party he had to go to. I had sound check, but then we could meet up afterwards before the show. It was a private event that we did for some cancer awareness. Well, actually, it wasn't cancer awareness. It was a thing called The Cure Starts Now. And they're all about curing cancer. And so it was to help raise money for that.
That's cool.
So
that's good.
I'm down for that. Hello.
Right.
Heck yeah.
See you, cancer.
Get on out of here.
Yeah, kiss my
Peace
butt.
out.
Kiss my whole black butt.
There you go.
Cancer.
Not just a quadrant.
No.
The whole thing.
No, the whole thing.
The whole black butt.
Right. All the junk. That's in the trunk.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so did that 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 was fun.
That needs to be the show. I want to see the picture.
No.
Oh
That's
man,
not gonna be
you're
the
gonna make me
title.
Google
that's
search.
not
aren't
gonna
you?
be the title.
No.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to the listeners. I wanted to.
Would be funny though.
Exactly. I wanted to explain one little thing about the Patreon, real quick. So, if you sign up as a patron, everybody gets an individualized RSS feed. That you can find like after you sign up on our websites, like on the top right or something like that. That RSS feed can be put into any podcast app that you listen to. You do not have to deal with the Patreon app.
Nice.
Just so everybody knows, you can put it in iTunes, you can put it in not Stitcher.
Yeah, because it's just the feed. It'll still parse out.
Yes, and
however
then
you want.
it enables us to push a lot more content to you guys, which is fun. Where the iTunes one, obviously is just the show, but the Patreon one, like we got to do last week, we can push out thank yous or whatever else. So go ahead and put those in like just whatever podcast app that you use. Don't worry about having to use the Patreon app. I know that Chris was asking for his mom last week. So since it's your birthday, Mama Bread fan, know that you ain't got to deal with any other apps that you're not used to dealing with.
Nice.
That goes for everybody.
Boom.
So that's out of the way. Thank you guys for supporting. Obviously, we had some more people sign up this week. It's crazy.
So cool to see.
It's awesome.
It is.
It's awesome. What else went on this week? Yesterday was Remy's birthday.
Remy, he's still here.
He's still here. He's still Remy. We got a jump house. That was an inflatable jump house slide. We rented one where you like plug it up to a hose and it sprinkles and the pool fills up and you can jump in one side, you can come up and go down the slide. And in typical Remy fashion,
He wanted nothing to do with it, didn't
he? Hated it. Amara, though, loved it. It was like it was Amara's birthday.
Of course she did.
So
of course she
did. Just did the slide probably 100 times yesterday.
No, that's awesome.
Remy was like, no.
That's amazing.
No.
Really? That's interesting.
Did not like it, not even a little bit.
Wow.
So we felt like we had a parenting fail on that one.
All good.
I know.
That will not be your last.
I don't know what's going right. I don't know if it's just because he's 2 and he's just like, I don't know, man. He's just who he is. And so, but the thing about him is you never have to wonder how he feels about things.
That's true.
Good.
He's going to let you know.
He's going to let you know. He's not going to, what do you call it? Mince words.
Yep.
So he'll be a straight to the point kid.
That's good.
So if his wife is out there, I'm gonna need you to have thick skin. Do not ask him if something makes you look fat, because he gonna let you know.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, you looking a little tubby.
I'd be like, yeah, but I thought the outfit yesterday made you look big. Like, Lord have mercy, Remy.
As he goes through his third wife.
Exactly. Be like, hey, if these women don't want the truth,
that's right.
Why you ask the question if you don't want the answer?
That's right. I'm not sugarcoating this.
Exactly. Do you think my sister's prettier than me?
Cut to.
Funny thing about your sister,
you're just as pretty as prettier people.
she's got a different look to her that makes her very attractive.
She's unique.
Exactly. She's unique. You're unique.
Cut to Remy marrying her sister.
Man, we lost Big Black this week. Switching gears. If anybody ever watched Rob and Big, the black guy that was on Rob and Big, Rob Dyrdek's show, or the Fantasy Factory, we lost Big.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
Oh man, me and Jenny used to watch that show all the time. Every time it came out.
How old? Man, how old?
45.
Wow.
That sucks, man.
That sucks.
Gaming wise, I've been doing a bunch of Heroes of the Storm. Maybe it's the time of year because I feel like I'm in a funk too. Like anytime I sit down to play video games, it kind of comes with that sigh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I love how Chris called it the router syndrome already. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you. Thanks, Gingerbread Santa. I appreciate it.
It just kind of feels like I want to dive into Horizon.
Yeah, right?
But don't. And then like I've also just bought Mario Kart, but haven't played it yet.
Wow.
Yeah, right? It's weird. But here's the funny thing, like now is the time to play all these games because there's not like you're kind of in that
there's not a flood coming of games.
Yeah, there's not a flood coming quite yet, but it will, and then we're going to all be overwhelmed again.
Right.
So it's like it's a catch-22. It's like you either start powering through or you're going to get further and further in your backlog.
Right. So I don't know, man. I'm right there. I don't know. That's so weird. I don't mean to be in a funk. I don't want to be in a funk.
Right.
We don't want the funk. We don't want that funk.
Wow. It's so true.
It is true.
So that's all that's going on with me. We're not too exciting. Doing some more voiceover stuff, doing some on camera stuff today, which is harder. Because I can't make all the weird faces I make when I'm VOing at home by myself.
Sure you can.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can.
They're like, can we get that again? Please, can we get that one again?
And again.
Yeah. Can you stop making that face? You keep like squinching up your nose.
Like this is just my face.
Yeah, what's the problem? You guys called me to come.
You know what I look like.
From when I sent the headshot. You know the one Stancil took that's just half my face? So that is it for me. Router, you got this thing?
You got it.
Well, let's do it!
Actually, I got it.
Yeah, you do.
But I just said you got it.
Yeah, I know.
But
Trying to be all inclusive. I get it.
That's right. You know, I'm always trying to bring everybody together.
Let's hear it.
New releases this week: Minecraft Switch Edition for the Nintendo Switch. So Minecraft comes to Switch. Next, Harvest Moon: Save the Homeland for the PS4.
Save the homeless?
Save the Homeland. Resident Evil Code Veronica X for the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Lethal League for the PS4, Xbox One.
Lethal League.
That's all I got. We don't have MPD yet for April. We probably will get that. Maybe next week. It might be the week after.
Yeah.
And we have no oops. So we're rocking and rolling this week.
Wow.
I like it.
We got one oops.
Oh, so we have a oops for missing a oops.
No. I'm gonna oops myself.
Oh.
Because last week I said I tried the Prey demo and I didn't really take to it and I didn't really care for Dishonored or Dishonored 2 and I was like, you know what? I'm just not a Bethesda person. Well, or Bethesda. They're the publisher. They're not the developer. The developer of those games is Arcane. So I don't think I'm an Arcane.
Okay, yeah.
Person. I was like, somebody's gonna point that out, and I'm surprised nobody did.
Still makes you dead to me because Dishonored's so great, and I love Arcane Studios. They're
what
awesome.
Else does Arcane did Arcane do?
They did the Dishonored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dishonored 1 and 2, and then they did this new Prey, and they're out of. I'm pretty sure that they're in Austin, Texas. So
Arcane?
Oh, really?
I think they are.
Arcane's out of France.
Well, but I think they have two studios. Sorry.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think they have one in Austin, and then they have the other one. As long as I'm not confusing them with a different Arcane or one that a similar name.
You should go up. Yeah, Austin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you should go up
anyways, I just wanted to clarify on that, and I should be supporting the hometown team since I'm a Texan, but
I know
I just can't. If you just tighten up your controls a little bit, I might be able to get on board.
Why don't you go with a sign? Go outside with a sign.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Tighten your controls up.
Tighten your controls.
Yeah, tighten your controls.
Input lag, not for us. I got to think of a better...
0 milliseconds.
Yeah.
millisecond.
Chris, in regards to that bet we made last week,
Yes.
we put up a Twitter poll, and 60% of the people think that you're going to come out on top.
Ooh,
Really?
And
Yeah,
the
it
plot
was.
thickens.
In the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody knows what's up. And then it started narrowing down. I was like, oh my gosh, this could be like almost 50-50. And it almost got there.
I know, right?
So we'll just now we just got to wait for a year or 2 years to find out who wins.
Well,
I wish
you'll
we could
know
have just been
after
like,
the
well,
year.
the poll decided it. You owe me a game.
Do you think we'll know after E3?
No.
No?
Yeah,
No.
they won't have a date at E3.
Because
I
if
don't
it's,
think.
let's say that it was coming out fall 2018, they're not going to say that this E3, I don't think. I think they would wait till next E3.
I forget which one of you guys said what. I know Ed said it was coming sooner than later, but Ed, you think it's next year it's coming out?
I said it'll come out before the end of 2018.
And Chris, you don't think it'll come out till 19? Oh yeah, I'm Team Ed. But I think that might be just wishful thinking.
What
It
are we
is.
talking about?
Oh man.
I'm so lost right now. Maybe because I didn't check. I didn't check Twitter. Oh, Last of Us 2. Okay.
Last of Us Part
Yeah,
2.
remember the game that you single-handedly are the reason that it exists?
Yes.
Because you constantly predicted it over and over?
Yes. Yes.
Naughty Dog's just over there. Okay, guys, we've got to get this out because Router, he keeps predicting it. We got to make it happen.
Even though he doesn't want to play anything right now.
Yeah, exactly. Neil Druckmann's like, oh man, Router.
This router guy.
This Router guy is haunting my dreams.
That's how I win.
Mm-hmm. Chris, did you have a news story?
Oh,
Did you already say
I
one?
forgot. Yeah, that's next. The next.
You remember
thing
that? That's what we
isn't it?
do. Yep.
Yeah, a little segment we do.
So, as we all know, Mr. Gabe has complained about loot boxes and not getting no skins in Overwatch. Well, thanks to
Yes.
China and a new law that they have put out,
That we talked about last week.
games
Yep.
that have a loot box system have to publish what the odds are of getting certain things out of those loot boxes. And so Blizzard went ahead and announced what the odds are for getting stuff specifically out of the Uprising event, which has already passed.
Yep.
But they kind of broke it down like this. They said every box contains at least one rare item, which is a blue. And then players get an epic or a purple item out of every 5.5 boxes. You're guaranteed at least one. And then
Okay.
you're guaranteed a legendary item to appear at least once out of every 13 and a half loot boxes.
And
so-
that's for everybody but me.
And that, well, it's supposed to be for everybody. Now, what
clearly.
we don't know for sure is they only had to say that this is how it pertains to China. So it's possible that per region it's different.
Right.
But I mean, this is the only time that this information has been given in any way, shape, or form. So we're kind of just having to go with hoping that these are the odds for everybody. So you at least have an idea. I feel like based on this breakdown, that feels pretty accurate to my experience.
Nah, Doc.
I know, not to you. There's times definitely where I'll get a legendary, and usually if I do get a legendary, within 2 to 3 boxes, I'll get another one. It's something weird. But then I feel like I don't get another one for at least 15 boxes or something, which is, close to in line with what this is saying. So it's kind of neat to see behind the curtain and get an idea of what the odds are. Because I know people have been asking forever, because there's all this speculation, and the same things with Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm and any other game that has a loot box type system. They all had to publish these different results. And there's always been people like, oh, you fix it or you change it all the time. And it's like, well, based on this, you at least know where you stand and like what it's supposed to be. And then you can get out your calculators and start your spreadsheets like a nerd if you want to be like, well, actually, I went 15 boxes and didn't get, or whatever. And then you can complain, but you got something to base it off of now.
So I can be even more disappointed.
Yeah, if you
Yep.
want.
And bitter.
I got you.
Yeah, if you
And
want.
that's 14 boxes. Good gracious. Not one legendary. So taking things to a hardware perspective, arcade games will no longer be rigged against you. And when I say arcade games, I mean like the claw
Oh,
or
yeah.
ticket
Oh,
redemption games. So I didn't know this, but back in 2013, a court case was brought against Sega Keymaster, which said that false and deceptive and likely to misleading consumers because the machines are pre-programmed to prevent players from winning a prize, even if they follow the instructions on the game to effectively fit the key into the lock and free up a prize. You know those games where the key comes up, the key comes over, you got to press it just right, and you never get it.
Right.
Well, this suit was brought against them that said that it's because the games are rigged, and it's only, so many people that get it close enough will actually get it. And Sega actually agreed to a $650,000 settlement that ended up being thrown out because the judge is like, well, you going to go around America asking if you've played this game? Because I've played them and lost a bunch of money on those things. And I think we've all played a claw game where you get the thing perfect and then it jiggles at the top when it hits the time.
Yeah.
It loosens it up and it falls and you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
There's a Mexican place around the corner from my house I think it's called La Hacienda. Is that right, Tim?
Yep, you got it.
And they've got one of those. And
So does Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah. And but Mellows at least gives out those ducks.
Yeah, that's true. I have a ton of those ducks.
Exactly. The one at La Hacienda is like, I mean, I've had them but I've had like a whole octopus in every crevice you could have it in. And it gets to the top. It's like jiggle fall. And you're like, no way. No way. What is this, Overwatch?
Yeah.
So,
I demand to know the odds.
Exactly. So I got to play this thing 13.7 times. I'll play it 0.7 times. And so they are saying that Sega and Bandai Namco are signing a fair play pledge, which promises that all games meet a standard of performance that allows a player a fair chance of winning with every game played. That's a big step.
Yeah, but what is the quote standard that they're going to go by, though? That's what I want to know.
Well, I think the standard is that you have a fair chance of winning with every game. Before, you did not have a chance of winning sometimes. It's just like wasn't going to happen for you.
Gotcha.
And so because it's not on skill, so they're saying they're going to take it to skill more than just chance of a loot box.
Nice. Funny, I read an article about those claw machines, and it's very true. They are very rigged because the vendor can adjust the tension in the claw.
Exactly.
And it was really interesting.
Scared of the claw.
Exactly. The claw.
The claw.
But that was good. But yeah, it was a really good article because there's all these little tricks that vendors can do to get to kind of make it so that it's way harder for the claw to actually grip and hold anything.
Tricks and vendors.
For you to win a prize. But yeah, I like the Mellow Mushroom one with the ducks because it actually is pretty easy to get. I've gotten like 2 or 3 at a time. And and I like that they keep it kind of fair. Nice.
Right.
They're just
Exactly.
rubber ducks, for crying out loud. It's not a big deal.
Right. What else you got, Christopher?
So Smite is another MOBA that is available for the PC, the Mac, and also it's on consoles. And they're introducing a new skin for some characters in their game. And one of them is going to be for this character named Sylvanas, who kind of rides atop a walking tree. And they're going to bring out a Bob Ross skin.
That's awesome.
That's
for
hilarious.
Sylvanas. And so you can be Bob Ross riding on the happy tree, doing your paintings, and you can flick paint on the enemies, and that's a way you can inflict damage.
I love that. That's a great...
And I had to look it up, the picture of it, and it just looks hilarious. I cannot wait until this is actually released, and I'm probably not going to play it, but I will definitely go watch a Twitch stream
Sure.
and see what this looks like, because it just looks hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
I'm just flicking this paint from this
gosh.
happy tree right on top of you. Oh, you're dead now. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Let's just do a little damage right over here, shall we?
I love it
funny.
when they have a skin mechanic where you can get different skins and things, when they just go crazy with it and be silly. And
Yes.
that's what,
Yeah, it's
just
the
like the
best.
Officer Diva skin. That's so perfect. And just all these little different trade-offs and things that you can do. I think it's awesome when they just have fun with it. It's like, this is a silly thing. It's a game. Go for it and be silly. You don't got to be so serious all the time. I
need
it.
y'all to get on y'all's May hustle, by the way, because she's got terrible skins.
Yeah, that's true. May doesn't really get much love.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, she got 2 skins in the Year of the Rooster, and they were basically the same thing, just different colors. It's like, well, what's the point?
She like the Thelma of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, she really is.
She is.
Speaking of May, so
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Man. I thought
This is
I
a
left
night
those
show.
jokes
What
in
happened?
last week.
I know, right? Chris is singing today.
Ed's not wearing swimsuits. What's up with that?
I know.
I love how when I do those little jokes, you hear the cringing in Gabe's voice.
I know. He's like, oh man.
He's like, he went there.
Dad joke.
Gabe's like, people are listening to this.
Oh man, in front of everybody, Chris. I do the same thing with Toby. Toby's got this one really bad joke that he likes to tell, and it's just real. It's just a terrible joke, but he really likes it, and so he's told it a couple times on stage, and I'm like, oh my god,
It's just,
don't do it.
That's hilarious.
Getting
Back
the
away from
reaction
the
is half the
ledge.
fun.
Yes, back away from the ledge. Okay, here's the joke. I'll tell it to you. Now this is going to hit you on a couple different levels.
Oh gosh.
Just know it's a kindergartner's joke.
Okay.
But because it hits you on a couple different levels, that's why it's grown worthy. Why does the ocean roar?
Oh, yeah. I remember this one.
I don't know why.
Tell this one on stage.
Yes. You would too if you had crabs on your bottom.
Oh.
Right. Do you feel that? Do you feel that down in the pit of your stomach?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Now imagine standing on stage next to him holding a microphone and having to support that.
Having to support that.
You're the
Say,
hype
I
man.
don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. What does that mean? He told that he's told it multiple times. And the exactly what you guys did is exactly what happens until he told it at like a preschool.
I was going to say.
Yeah, because they pinch. I get it. Crabs.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So the next Assassin's Creed, moving quickly.
Listen up,
moving
Tim.
quickly along.
I'm listening.
It's going to be called Assassin's Creed Origins. I think we knew that.
Oranges.
Yeah, we knew that.
It's coming at the end of this year. We probably knew that. And it's going to have naval combat. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
They say it's a prequel, but I don't know what a prequel to.
What is that?
And it's
We've
set in
heard all
Egypt.
kinds of things. Yeah, it's supposed to be a prequel. It's supposed to be set in ancient Egypt. I don't know. We'll find out at E3, which is very
We'll find
exciting.
out at E3. And they said that the extra year spent and developed has allowed Ubisoft's team to make this the biggest Assassin's Creed ever.
Sweet.
And that it won't be so much on the rails. It'll be a lot more about exploring and things like that, which I felt like Black Flag was that. I didn't feel like it was.
But see, here's the thing. I'm hoping that's great if your world's huge and it doesn't have any rails and blah, blah, blah. Great. But I hope that all that time wasn't just spent on making it bigger and it was
Right.
also tightening
Yeah.
and cleaning up all the
Yes.
things that were janky about it.
Yes.
Hopefully.
I think.
What like the running? Is that what you mean? Like when you say janky, what
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
just-
did you.
shoots out in your head?
I didn't like the way that I was
You
always,
just
even with
parkouring off
Syndicate.
of small
yeah,
tables.
Yeah.
I'm over here, I'm trying to run this way, and all of a sudden now I'm climbing up a building. It's
Yep.
like, no,
Yep.
or I'm just trying to drop down, and instead I'm jumping over there.
Yes, I
Yeah.
totally agree with
Just
that.
that kind of stuff.
I've said that before. Like, as an Assassin's Creed gamer, you get used to that. Like, well, I'm probably going to end up jumping on this, but we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a 50-50 shot, but yes, if they could tighten that up. That's not the big one for me. Like, I thought Syndicate was still a great kind of throwback to the
That's the one with the
Brotherhoods.
brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really
In
enjoyed
London?
that. Good story, good, like, it was a lot of fun, and that's the Assassin's Creed that I know. So as long as they stay in that realm, and man, if we're gonna have some naval combat, then that's great. You know,
If we're gonna fight with our navals,
if we're gonna be naval fighting, this smash, it's gonna be glorious. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I definitely have my eyes out on that one.
So when they say prequel, do you think that because all the Assassin's Creed have been, in modern times or future times, and you're going back in time through memories? So do you think this will be just the assassin stuff? So the memories, do you think it'll actually be that? Maybe no animus at all?
I don't think there will be. Well, there really wasn't in Like they've kind of moved away from
Moved
the
away
animus,
from Desmond
which I
and
think
all
is
that.
smart because I never really enjoyed most of those at all.
But what I mean
And-
is every game has been like, okay, we're actually in the future, but now we're going to go live back in time through
Right.
your memories. Do you think
Yeah, I
instead of
don't
being
know.
a memory, you're going to actually be back in time, like as the memory is being created? That would be
It's-
kind of cool.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
I would be
I mean, when you
totally
say
fine
prequel,
with
that's
that.
the only way I can think that it would
Nobody
be.
even freaking cares about the animus anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like I think they would be smart to not to even worry about it and just go right into it. They should have done that
Right.
from day one anyway. Just you don't need it. It's not really a huge part of the story. You really just did it for the 100% memory completion, and you can easily change that in any type of interface to just be a challenge versus a memory.
Mhm.
So I don't know. We'll see. But it is very exciting. I am definitely looking forward to this game. This is definitely one on my radar, and yeah, the more we hear about it, the more excited. What I really want to do is get the reveal at E3, and then I don't want to learn that much more about it because I like to be surprised.
Yep.
So I don't want to get too deep into it and just enjoy the game for what it is, and hopefully it'll be great.
I would
There you
actually
go.
really like if they did a gameplay demo at E3. I know they won't, but
They
might.
might.
It would be cool.
They might. They
They
did for
might.
Black.
They surprise you with that
They
stuff
did
sometimes.
for Black Flag. Black Flag came out in when was that? That came out in October, I want to say.
yeah, but if I
And-
remember right, they announced Black Flag, and then it wasn't until in the fall at Gamescom that they actually did the gameplay.
No,
Which
they did gameplay. They did gameplay at E3. Oh, they did. They did. Well, somebody was on a stage because remember it froze on them at E3.
I remember them being on a stage at Gamescom because that's when they did the whole. They were playing it, and then they remote played it over to Vita to show. That was before PlayStation 4 had actually come out. I remember that. I don't remember anything.
Yeah,
at
at E3 they did some gameplay, and it was during the Sony press conference, and it froze on them.
That wasn't Uncharted you're thinking of?
Nope, it was
Because
it was
Uncharted did
Assassin's Creed.
freeze.
No, this was Assassin's Creed. It was Black Flag.
I'm gonna look it up, and you know what? If you're wrong, I'm oopsing you.
Okay.
Oops.
Stickler, oops.
Upside your
ahead.
head. I said
And
oops
in-
upside your head.
I said
An
what?
in-episode oops. I love it.
Well, I'm not gonna look it up now. I'll look it up later.
No, look it up now so I can prove you wrong.
Chris,
Well, I
what else
guess-
you got?
Well, I can't now. I gotta look up something.
Oh, man.
Gabe, go. I'm
I'll
dying to know.
I'll do my last story that I got. So Ben Heckendorn, I think is how your name. It goes by Ben Heck. That's how most people know him. He has a show called The Ben Heck Show.
Yep.
He does a lot of different tech stuff related things. And he was able to repair the CD-ROM drive in the Nintendo PlayStation, the prototype
That's
version.
right.
Because up
Wow.
until now, the cartridge part was working, but the CD-ROM was not. Well, he was able to fix it. And whenever it was originally released that, here's the prototype and here's the specs for it, homebrew people started making games that in theory would work on the game. And so once he fixed the CD-ROM drive, he went ahead and tried out a couple of these homebrew games. And even though they weren't working 100% right, they were actually working. So now homebrew people can go back, make changes to it. And then if there's any games that was ever actually developed for this that comes out and people can get their hands on it, they should in theory be able to play it through the CD-ROM drive. So that's kind of cool to actually see
Wait.
it working and functioning.
Yes. But, how do you get to it to play it?
Well, I mean, I say people, only him and whoever else has access to this will try.
I was
Yeah.
about to say,
But I mean, it's more
By
of like just
people,
a,
we
hey,
mean a
look,
chosen few.
because if they play it, they can show this is what was able to play on it. And this is how
Yeah.
it looks. It's totally cool. It won't be like a mass market thing, obviously, because the Nintendo PlayStation never came out.
Right,
But
right.
it still is cool just to see prototype stuff actually working and functioning and how all that stuff works. I just think it's neat whenever you can get
That's
old
really
tech
cool.
that was never
Yeah.
supposed to see the light of day actually working live.
Right.
That's really
Exactly.
cool.
I like that.
And now to Google.
Sweet. Ed, why don't you let us know about that YouTube while Chris is typing away?
Alrighty, I can do that. Let's see. New on the YouTube channel this week, After Hours Death Note.
Oh, yes. Chris, explain
Way
a
to
little
go,
bit about
Chris,
your
man.
after hours.
That was awesome.
So, whenever I had first mentioned that I was doing watching Death Note, I got into a group DM with Chowfie and Ian Drake, and we would just chat a little bit about it. Now Ian had already watched the show a couple of years ago, and Chowfie and I were the newcomers to it, and we were on different
Anime show?
the anime for Death Note that I watched on Netflix, and you can get it lots of other different places as well. And so I was chatting a bit back and forth with them. I was like, we should just get together like on a call and chat this out. And I was like, and you know what? I'm just going to record it. And so I kind of got this idea that, hey, I wanted to have just a little discussion, something that I could put on the YouTube channel where you could see some of the faces of like Ian and Chalfie, and we could just discuss something that didn't really make sense to go in depth on in the podcast, obviously, but we have another outlet where we could put something out and just have a discussion. So if you've seen Death Note and you just feel like, oh, I just want to chat it up with some people, or I want to see what some other people's thoughts are, which it's been out for a long time, so I'm sure you could have seen that anywhere, but go check out Married to the Games and see what the three of us think about it. And leave a comment, tell us what your thoughts are, because I thought it was an awesome show, and I actually think I'm going to go back and watch it again at some point. And I really had a lot of fun chatting with those guys. I appreciate them jumping on with me.
Nice.
Good job on that, man. That was great.
I like it.
Cool.
And it would appear that Mr. Router is right. He did fail on stage at E3. So kudos to you, good sir.
All good.
I bow
Right?
gracefully.
No, it's all good.
Wow.
Shots fired.
No, man,
done.
no shots. It's all love. I'm just excited for another. I am excited for another Assassin's Creed. It's getting my blood boiling. So this
I
is
am
good.
too, because I really, really enjoyed Black Flag. I didn't take to Syndicate quite as much as you guys did, but I want to love Assassin's Creed. And so I want, and especially if they have any kind of naval stuff, even if it's a little bit of naval combat on there, then I'm down.
It really was really innovative doing the naval combat. I thought it was just, that was really stinking cool how they did that. And it felt good. It was tricky, but it wasn't as tricky. Like it's not going to frustrate a lot of people. It was just awesome. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Continue, Ed.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Ed.
Oh, no. It's all good. Looking at the top 10 YouTube videos for the week of May 2nd through May 8th. Number 10, After Hours Death Note.
Yeah, look at
Chris.
that.
Hey!
After Hours.
After Hours. Number 9, Sniper Elite 4 Part 3, San Celini Island, Destroy Cameras.
I love that title.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Jeez. Number 8, Watch Dogs 2 Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. Number 7, Married to the Games, Episode 242, The Brown Trophy.
Yeah.
Number 6, Ori and the Blind Forest, Part 14. Thornfeld
Swamp. Oh, good Lord. I should have just said, oh, good Lord. That was a wreck of train.
I won't fix that one either.
Number 5, Hugh Part 11, The Ending. Number 4, Watch Dogs 2 Part 5, Bottom Dollar Fail. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2 Part 19, Paint Job. Number 2, last week's number 1, Watch Dogs 2 Part 48, Ghost Signals. And back to number 1, Gabe and
You're
Chris
welcome,
react to
everybody.
The Last of Us
You
Part
are
2.
welcome.
Shake, shake, shake the room.
We back, boom.
Well played.
He said, we back, kaboom.
That's good, man.
Oh,
You know, this isn't my day job. I'm just doing what I can. You know?
Hey,
I love it.
That's awesome.
That is so funny.
he's just participating.
Right. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, what was the first game you fell in love with? Starting over on the forums, Duchess Nerd. I couldn't tell you specifically. Each time I picked up a new game, a new piece of me fell in love. I played my first game when I was about 8 or 9. At the time, my parents refused to take me to the optometrist, and I really needed glasses, so I could barely navigate the games. Those first few didn't seem completely worth the effort. The next time I picked up a new game was Tomb Raider, and I was thrilled. My sisters and I would play it together, taking turns making the decisions while the one of us with the best eyesight manned the controller. Then came Ratchet and Clank, 40 Winks, Soul Blade, more Tomb Raider games, and when I was 18, I got my hands on Fable. That's definitely the point when I left PlayStation behind. In part because my husband didn't want a PS system, and I was too frugal to agree to owning 2 different systems and their libraries. It's also the point I could play on my own because I had gotten glasses when my parents divorced. To paraphrase a cheesy romance, I fell in love the way you fall asleep, slowly and then all at once.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful. Well written.
Y'all feel that woman's touch up in this piece?
That is
Oh my gosh.
beautiful. Love
That is
that.
great. Yeah, that was awesome. Very well written. Thank you,
Right?
Duchess Nerd. Vestone. Wow, that's a great memory lane question. For me, Galaga/Galaxian would be the earliest game that I fell in love with. If we were at an arcade, that was my game of if we were at an arcade, that was my game of choice, hands down. However, if you're looking for something that was in the home, either on the PC or console, it was Star Wars X-Wing, Final Fantasy Tactics, and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. All three of those games led me to the genres that I love today: space combat sims, strategy, and RPGs, and open world, respectively. Nice.
Nice.
Inky Fingers. This one will date me a bit. Being 44, don't worry, Inky Fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're in good company.
Exactly. Being 44, I really did most of my gaming in arcades. I spent way too much money on the old Tron game, with a close runner-up being the Star Wars arcade game. I really enjoyed what? What's everybody laughing about?
I didn't hear
Everybody
anything.
laughing? Oh, I thought so. Chris, were you laughing?
No.
Are you sure?
No, we are now, though. That's pretty
I
good.
know, right? That was so weird.
What you laughing about me?
Maybe I just heard somebody breathing weird. I just figured somebody was
No,
laughing.
I said, oh, yeah, Tron, because I loved that game.
Yeah.
Who's laughing at me?
Exactly. I really enjoyed when you were.
What'd you say about my mama?
I really enjoyed when you were talking about the old arcades a few episodes back. Good times, good memories.
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Over on Twitter, we've got Darth Midnight. Ooh.
Ominous.
At Midnight 79.
After Vader.
Nice.
After Vader. That's when he takes that off and can breathe normal.
Right.
He's like, oh gosh, this helmet, so claustrophobic.
I'm sweating.
So glad to be out of that mask.
Yeah.
That mask.
Somebody pass me a smoothie. Demon Sword for NES. I spent many a late night trying to beat that game, and I loved every 8-bit moment.
Nice.
Scott Thompson at Scott_T82. I was 6, and it was Super Mario Brothers. From then on, I was hooked. Amen to that. Shownuff71 at Shownuff71. I'm old. The patient zero for me when it comes to gaming. Patient zero for me when it comes to gaming was Night Stalker for Intellivision. Still have all my classics.
Wow.
Nice. And we have another place to read answers from.
Oh, yeah.
Over on the Discord.
Oh.
I haven't really gone through these, so I'm going to just
Hey, Troon.
read a couple.
Sorry.
Nice.
It's okay. You want to be a part of the thing. We get it.
Yeah. I just want to be included.
El Scorcho. Guardian Heroes for Sega Saturn. It was the first RPG I got to play with my uncle after years of just watching him play single player RPGs. Guardian Heroes has great couch co-op, multiple endings, and great animation. Definitely go after it if you have a Saturn. I love the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Chris The Rock. Question of the week,
What?
episode 242. Yeah, it's The Rock, guys.
Man.
Yeah, he's a patron. What game did I fall in love with? Is it too early to answer? Personally, it's hard to answer since I've been a gamer. I've been gaming forever. I think Diablo 1 is pretty much up there. I remember being totally obsessed with that game. Did not care about eating, sleeping, or socializing when it came out.
Nice.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had a lot of friends that played the mess out of Diablo.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I never did. I didn't have a PC that could run it, but I had a lot of friends who did.
Yeah, I never played Diablo either. Dat Ninja Dev, for me, it was without a doubt The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. As I write this, I can still hear the music from the opening scene of the game. I can see and hear pulling the Master Sword from its pedestal. I can see Mount Doom, and the first time you enter the dark word. Does that mean
they have
world?
a Mount Doom?
Probably world.
You're not
Zelda?
supposed to swear in that game, and so
The dark word.
The dark word. One word to rule them all.
A Link to the Past. Yeah. Is that a Harry Potter joke?
No, it's
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
That's right.
Yep.
I knew it was one of those old
And in the
feeling-
darkness bind them.
Yeah. A Link to the Past remains number one of two games that I've actually replayed more than once and on more than one system. Absolutely love that game and praying for it on SNES Mini to come to pass this holiday season. There you go. All right.
yeah.
Thank you guys so much for the answers. We love it. I feel like we've got a nice, well-rounded place to pull from, man.
I know, it's
Facebook,
nice.
Yeah.
Twitter, the forums,
It's great, man.
Discord. It's awesome.
Mhm.
So you know where to find us, all these places, you guys. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast, marriedtothegames.com. Like Ed was saying, YouTube.com/married to the games. And now with our patrons over at Discord, so Patreon.com/MTTG. Woo.
Nice.
I'm so glad that I have to do something off a teleprompter today since my reading skills are on point.
You will be just fine.
I'll be struggle city. We can fix this in editing, right? We can fix this in editing.
I believe in you. You will be fine.
Thank you. Ed, since we gave you the week off last week. Yeeks. Lord have mercy. I'm hearing things that aren't there.
I know, right? Rate us on iTunes so Gabe can hear us laughing at him even when we're not.
Exactly.
Nice.
Oh gosh, I feel like I'm having a stroke, like except really slowly.
It's a slow
It's
stroke.
It's like
over an
falling
hour.
asleep.
So it's a
right?
stroke.
Slowly, then quickly, all at once.
Does
Nice.
anyone else smell burning tires?
That's a great quote. I've never heard that quote before.
Neither did I.
Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, party people, we're going to start with our patrons over on Discord. We got El Scorcho. Do you ever text and drive? Come on, admit it. Ever been pulled over for it?
I'm trying not to text and drive.
Yeah.
Yep, I have. I try not to. I use Voxer a lot. A lot of the texting that I do would probably be with my wife anyway, so she and I are on Voxer, so we just Voxer back and forth. It makes it easier.
Yeah. I do a lot of voice texting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, text Jenny Patillo.
Yep.
Yeah, I will do that. Send.
And then it comes up with something completely different.
Exactly. Then you have
Right.
to fix it. I can't say that I don't text and drive 100%.
Right.
Sorry. Working on it, though.
But I've never been pulled over for it.
Yeah, I've
Which is
never
good.
been pulled over.
Yeah,
I've
no.
definitely done it though before.
But please be careful with that. Please.
Yeah.
It is
It's
so
bad.
dangerous.
It's bad.
It really
I
is.
plug in the phone, I get a podcast going when I get in the car, and then I put it down. And I do have my earpiece on in case I get a call because I drive a standard and I can't be holding the phone.
Yes.
So occasionally I will because you can activate it that way and with that earpiece, and I can send a text via voice, just kind of like Gabe said.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But even that I try to not do very
Yeah.
much, if at
I
all.
love that you drive a standard, dude. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So much,
Right?
so much better control. Love it.
it's fun.
Mr. Ed, do you text and drive?
Yeah, I'll send like a random voice text every once in a while, but for the most part, my phone's just pretty much away while I'm driving.
Good for you.
As it should be, sir. And you've been doing a lot of driving, so that's good.
I've been hit too many times by other people. I'm so
Really?
I'm so
Really?
paranoid about it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting. Great question. Chaffee, is any of this Scrooge McDuck silo of Discord money going toward getting Tim a new mic? Oh, Chaffee, dude, I love you.
Oh my gosh. Scrooge McDuck silos
Scrooge
of
McDuck
Discord.
silo of
hilarious.
Discord money going
Oh
toward
my gosh.
Chaffee, dude. I love you. First off, thanks for being a patron. And second of all, that is freaking hilarious.
That is
And yes,
really
I
funny.
am working on getting a new mic.
Yes. We're not
It is-
spending that money on that. But
No,
yes.
I will
He
pony
said
up
he's
and
getting
get it
something.
for myself anyway, because I want
Oh my
want to.
Gosh,
that's
that
good.
is so funny.
That was hilarious.
All right, let's
I love
move on to email Jerome Hunter. So I'm a longtime listener, first-time writer. I'll start
Hey,
That's awesome.
I'll start by saying this is the best podcast on a feed of many I listen to, and only one that when the intro music starts, no matter how I'm feeling, it puts a smile on my face because I know I'm in for a funny treat. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you for what you guys do. Man, that is awesome. Thank you.
That is
Now for my
encouraging.
question.
That was awesome.
As of last year, I primarily play on the PC, so I have no one to play with. Just true story.
Why are you laughing at the man? He's pouring his soul out
I
to
know,
us.
No,
right?
that's it's just so funny because PC is the best place to play.
It really
you can
is.
play with a mouse and keyboard. You can play with a controller. You can have all kind of peripheral. You
And
can
you
have
got
the
great
the-
graphics.
the Vive. You have the best graphics, and nobody plays.
And nobody
them.
plays
It's
them.
so true. It's
Just
so
wondering if there's any MTTG fam out there that play on PC and would like to make a new friend. With that, have you ever had any trouble making friends playing online? P.S. Primary objective: 10 Overwatch loot boxes.
Nice.
Man,
Dude.
we are playing Heroes of the Storm. Hit us up, man.
Yep.
Me,
Yeah,
Chris,
absolutely.
Stancil, Ed, Scorcho,
Not Tim.
Fluxel, not Tim. I mean, we're 3 out of the 4 of us are playing Heroes of the Storm right now. So
Mhm.
let's get these loot boxes, Bishop.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what my
Absolutely.
name is on there. It's like Video Games 1701 or something like that. Hold on, let me look it up.
And if you go
Yeah.
to the forum, there's a lot of people there that play on PC, and if you just
there's a whole master
say you're
list
looking
of-
for it,
Yeah.
Of
just
names
post- go to
on
the
different
forum,
platforms
Twitter.
and whatnot.
Hit us up, man, because we definitely have a family of people who are on PC because they're always ragging on us about being on consoles, which is awesome. But yeah, man, there are people out there, and thank you so much for that. That is awesome. I'm so
I'm glad you wrote.
that you enjoy the podcast, and that's why we do it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, hit me up. Video Games 1701, number 1701. That's where I'm at on Blizzard.
I'm trying to find out what mine is.
Oh yeah, if
Get
you ever
these
want
loot
to play
boxes.
Hearthstone too, let me pull mine
Mm-hmm.
up too. That's awesome. I love
But
that.
yeah, we have a nice little community of PC gamers on here that are talking over our head most
I'm
of the time.
T router number 1725.
There you go.
That's TRAUTER 1725.
I like it.
That's awesome.
I
Moving
am,
on.
real quick, I am Breadfan35 1313.
Ed,
Ooh, 1313, huh?
Mm.
Yeah.
lucky.
And
thing.
I am not going to be on there after 2 weeks, so
But what's the number after your name?
I don't have any idea. I know,
Did
right?
you ever play Hearthstone, Ed?
He was gonna get into it when we were out in Frisco, and I'm pretty sure he dropped off.
Yeah, I started playing it way back in the day and kind of dropped off, and then downloaded it again when I was hanging out with Tim, and then he wasn't that much of an influence with me, and I never played it again.
I failed you. Is
Well,
what I
if you
did.
ever decide to pick it back up again, you can also get it through that same Blizzard app, and it's actually a lot of fun
Alright.
to play on the desktop too. Just to have another avenue.
Right?
FYI.
I mean, I could seriously just play Heroes of the Storm here too, but I just don't.
Yeah,
Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see.
you won't do it.
All right, moving on. Rainflow finals is finally over.
Yay!
And it made me realize that about my journey. And it made me realize about my journey here in the U.S. along with you guys. I started listening to MTTG after a few weeks of just arriving in the U.S. You've been there.
Hey.
You've been there when I started college, to studying nursing because of my parents, to quitting nursing, and finally taking up what I love, which is computer science and programming. Yes,
nice.
I love you for that. That's awesome.
Nice.
With this semester over, I only have one left. So I want to thank you guys and all the MTTG family for helping me get through and just being awesome. Man, we're getting love
That's
today.
awesome.
Dang
No,
it.
love
is
this.
So
great.
cool, man.
I don't know what to do with all these feelings.
I know, right? I got the feels. I'm not going to let you guys go without a question, though.
Okay.
What is your favorite quote in gaming? Mine is, you cannot break a man the same way you break a dog or a horse. The more you beat a man, the taller he stands. That is the Jackal from Far Cry 2.
Wow.
Wow.
What a
Fantastic
great quote.
That is a great quote. And man, that is awesome that you're doing computer science and programming. And thank you for all those kind words. You're amazing. Quote in gaming.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Chris, yours has got to be something from Metal Gear, yes?
I'm trying to look it up to make sure I get it right.
Oh, nice.
But it's not like a great quote, like really inspirational or anything like that. I just thought it was funny. There's
2 + 2 is chicken.
Yeah, well, it's kind of similar in that same vein, but there's a character called Otacon, and he falls in love with this sniper, and spoiler alert, he gets killed. And then he's talking with Snake, and he says, "Do you believe love can bloom even on a battlefield?" I just thought that was a corny line, and it's always stuck in my head.
What does he say back?
I don't remember Snake's because that line's the one that sticks in my head. I don't even think he answered him outright. Snake's very gruff and like, "Ugh, get away from me."
That's a tough one.
It is. Question.
Wow. I can't specifically remember any of the lines, but there's a cutscene during the credits of Mafia 3, and the character Donovan gives a bit of a speech there, and it's an incredible speech. Even if I did remember it, I probably couldn't say it because of the language that was used.
Sure.
But it's pretty amazing. I'll go with just that whole speech. That I can't remember any of.
Man.
But you remember how you felt.
I do.
There's got to be something.
I just love the banter back and forth between Sully and Nathan
Maybe when
Drake.
Zelda said ... I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I can't even think of somebody. Can I go with the speech from Independence Day? I'm just joking. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know. All right, so we'll leave it at that for now.
Sorry.
Yeah. You just poured your heart and soul out to us, and we can't even answer your freaking question.
But we love you.
No,
but we do love you.
Right.
Mine is, you cannot break a man the same way you break a dog or a horse. The more you beat a man, the taller he stands. There's mine. There it is.
Nice.
Okay, moving on to Facebook. Antoine Stennett. Hey, you guys, I love the show. My question is, what would you say is your food, drink of choice, or habit when you are gaming? For me, it's coffee, cup after cup after cup, and so on, mostly because I play around 4 a.m. when I can. Also, Gabe, you got my last name right on the first try when you said it, but then butchered it when you started to second guess how to say it on last week's show. But no worries, I got a good laugh out of it, and it was cool to hear my name on the podcast.
Hey,
That's awesome.
I'll take it.
Food/drink of choice when we're gaming. We've had this question before, but I liked his or habit along with it.
Man, lately it's been coffee.
Nice.
And peanuts.
Oh,
nice.
really? Nice.
Not
That's a good one.
together.
Well,
But
sure.
just, like for eating, it's been peanuts.
Yeah.
And the habit I've gotten into lately, which is a bad habit, is I've been slinking all the way down in my chair to where the back of my head rests on the back of the chair.
Fall asleep mode.
Doc, that is sleepy time city.
Fall
That's
asleep
hilarious.
mode.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
So that's me lately. Tim?
I was just going to say, I don't, because I do most of my gaming in the morning, I don't necessarily grab anything to drink or eat. If I'm gaming at night, I'll just grab a water or something. But because I'm living with my in-laws right now, when I game, I sit on the floor in front of the TV because their couch is like way further back. So I feel like I can't see everything, or it's not what I'm used to. It's definitely further back than what it was even in the old house. So I just end up sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
And then and game from there. And man, that just wrecks your back after a while.
I know that's right.
I don't. It depends on when I'm playing as far as what I might be drinking. Whenever, like on the weekends when I get up kind of early, I obviously drink coffee while I'm playing. I do like to drink beer while I'm playing at night, even especially like if it's a multiplayer thing and I'm hanging out in a party with a lot of friends. There's a reason I perpetually get worse at Overwatch as we play. And then outside of that, it's just water. I've gotten into this drink. I've never been one much for mineral water, but a person got me into Topo Chico. It's like a carbonated water, and they have a lime flavored one. So I've been drinking that lately. I like to have something to drink. I don't eat anything because I don't like my hands getting dirty and then touching a controller or a keyboard or anything. So I usually will not eat anything. I'll walk away when I get hungry and like, hey, I need to take a break and go eat. And then as far as bad habits, mine is not to the extent of Gabe's, but it's definitely like a posture thing. I find myself just slouching way more, kicking my feet up, or if I'm at my computer, I realize I'm hunching over a lot. And because you just get enthralled in the game, I end up staying in that position. And then I realize, oh my gosh, I need to sit up and, so I try to catch myself, or I try to use maybe a different chair periodically just to switch it up so I don't get in a slouching position for too long. Yeah. But that's it, really.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as you guys. Coffee, and I don't eat anything for the same reason Chris said. And then, like Tim, I usually sit on the floor, and I usually have my knees curled up underneath me, and my legs fall asleep halfway through.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you do that, because I cannot. It feels like my legs fall asleep in like a minute.
Yeah, and it doesn't take too long, and I'm like, oh crap, and
isn't it weird?
It's so funny.
I try and stretch the legs out a little bit. I'll stand up and then sit back. But I kind of just like being like right in front of it just so I can be immersed in everything.
Yep, same here.
All good. Great question. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let's move on. D-High, when I buy basketball shoes, I tend to go Nike or Jordan. Is there a name brand that you are absolutely loyal to?
Isn't Jordan Nike?
I think so.
Are they separate now?
I don't know. He was Nike.
Nike. For me.
Whatever's comfortable for me.
Is it out of any
Sound like
shoe?
an old man.
Any shoe brand, really? Or
Probably.
Okay. Well, I almost always buy Pumas.
Oh, nice.
As far as like running shoes go, I really like Brooks. That's pretty much where I'm going to go when I'm going to buy running shoes or any kind of workout athletic shoe. But for my just all around shoes, I tend to buy Pumas. Low tops.
I do love a good Chuck Taylor too, though.
Oh,
it's always good. But they have zero support and zero like insulation. So like in the wintertime, your feet are always freezing.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I do love them. Bo Maneri, if you had to pick a character from Guardians of the Galaxy that best represents you, who and why? I am Groot, because he's a team player, high respect for his friends and family. So that's who he would pick.
Ooh.
I kind of agree. I'm a Groot kind of a guy because I would protect you guys, and I would just be there for you and cover you in roots.
I don't know the character is enough.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I want to say Rocket, just because he was my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah,
and he's loudmouth and kind of, quick with it, and so I was thinking Rocket.
I was thinking Rocket too, but only because he's the small one, and I tend to be the smallest person in the party.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow. I'll say again. I don't know the characters very well either, so I'll say whatever the name Star-Lord, Chris Pratt's character in the movies, just because he listens to 80s music.
Yes.
There you
go. I like that.
That's awesome. All right, a few more. Moving on to Twitter, @Voiced by Nathan. You see a fight. Do you try to break it up, stay and watch to see what happens, leave, or something else? That's interesting, man.
This could go in so many different directions.
I know. I think you have to assess it first.
Yeah, it really depends. Like if I've been in situations, because again, I just established I'm the small person typically. So, but I've definitely, if you're out out with friends or whatever, and I see something starting to happen, almost without even thinking about it, I've definitely gone in there and like try to calm a situation down before it gets to a certain point. But once it's reached a certain point, I don't know. I mean, you have to almost be in that situation to know what you're going to do.
Yeah. Because you don't know if there's a weapon involved.
Dudes swinging them things. It's like, y'all figure that out.
Right.
And then y'all hear me like, World Star!
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then, but I mean, obviously if a guy's hitting a girl, like you're going to dive in there.
Yeah,
Probably no
Oh
matter
my
how
God.
big the guy is.
Yeah, no.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that does
saying?
not happen. That does not
Right.
happen.
And so it's like, or a lady, I forget which one I'm supposed to say. But if a man is hitting a woman, no matter how big the man is or how big the woman is, unless he's real small and she's real big and maybe she's beating on him, I don't know. I don't break that up.
No, you
Then you pull out your phone.
You gotta let that one go.
You pull out your phone and be like, he probably deserves it.
If Leslie
Oh, yeah.
Jones is beating up Chris McCracken, then you're like,
Yeah, exactly. If Leslie Jones is beating up Aziz Ansari,
There you go.
we'll go ahead and let that happen.
That
He
would
must have
be
said something.
gold.
Yeah, exactly. My YouTube views about to go way up.
That's right. All the way up. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, I think you assess the situation. Yeah, I would definitely be. I haven't had to be in that situation yet.
Yeah.
But I know me, and I know that I'd be like, hey, let's break this up. But you also don't know whether there's a weapon involved or what else. So you have to be a little cautious.
Yep.
At
Good question.
Nintendo Gurus, what would it take for Nintendo to win you, minus Gabe, back into their good graces? What makes you tip the scales and get a Switch? I think we said this before.
We get this
and
like every other week, don't we?
I know.
They
If it
really
was
want us to get a Switch.
If it was hand delivered to us for free, it's the only way we would get a Switch.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. I would encourage you guys not to get one.
Yep.
Because that's that
No problem.
Switch. That Switch thing is. I don't want to play no more. I don't want to play any games at my TV anymore.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
I want to play them all in bed or
Yeah, it's
wherever
spoiled
I'm
you.
sitting. Oh, the spoilage is deep. Every game that I see, I'm like, dang, it's not coming out for Switch. Dang,
Really?
it's not coming out.
Really?
Yes, because you can play it wherever. It's amazing. Like the fact I could just throw it in my backpack and have the same experience that I would have sitting in my computer. Now, obviously the graphics aren't, but to dive into a story, the story doesn't depend on the graphics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in like the height of the Zelda thing, and I could just like have it in the dressing room after, like if I got ready for the show early and play it right there, or we got to go to the bus, or we're in the runner van on the way to the hotel, and it's a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is extremely. I mean, the spoilage is all over the place.
I used to enjoy playing Mario Kart on the Wii U in bed because that was
Right.
that was a lot of fun. But I don't need it because I've got like Hearthstone and balls and Clash Royale and all the stuff on my phone that I usually will play in bed.
Here's the thing with the Switch, and I have said since the beginning, and I'll say it even still now. I am open to the idea that Nintendo could win me over and have me purchase one. I remain open to the possibility. But the problem is, and I hear what you're saying about and many other people have said the same thing, that, oh my gosh, once you've played something on Switch and you have it to where you can play it on the TV or you can take it on the go, it changes everything. And that's all I want to do. And I totally understand that desire and that enjoying that experience. But the thing is that the games that you're doing that with, and I hear you don't have to have great graphics or whatever to tell a cool story. I totally understand all that. But the games that I gravitate towards are third-party games, or, for a lack of being able to think of a better way to describe it, more mature experiences. That's not to say that everything on Nintendo is a kiddie experience.
Of course.
I don't think Zelda's a kiddie game.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're not going, or I will be shocked if you're going to see this new Assassin's Creed on the Switch. Because it's probably not going to be either able to run, or it doesn't have enough space to put all the game files on it or whatever. So here's the issue. I really don't care about any Nintendo property. There's not any of them that are like, oh my gosh, I got to have this. That's not to say I hate them. I always enjoyed Mario Kart. But Mario Kart itself and Zelda, they're not going to excite me. And if the games I want to play are not on your system, then I don't really care.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the only game coming out this year that I'm aware of that I have any real interest in is Runner 3. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's coming to PlayStation later, so I guess I'll just have to wait.
Yep.
And I understand the portability aspect and how but I know the experiences I want are not going to be on it. So I could say all day, man, it'd be great if honestly, it'd be awesome if I could just pull out my phone anywhere and just play any game I wanted and sync a controller and play it. I'd rather have that even than a Switch almost, because I already have my phone. But
Right,
I
yeah.
know in the real world, that's not going to be a thing. So sitting there and saying like, oh my gosh, once you've had this experience, you don't want to do it with anything else. It's like, I get that desire, but the reality is the experiences I want are not going to be on that system. So that's kind of like a moot point to me. The whole like,
Yeah.
it changes things.
Yeah, but you don't know. I mean, there's things like Overwatch. There's things like, it probably could run something like Overcooked, might be coming. Overwatch,
Yes.
this Playgrounds thing. I'm saying for those kind of experiences, yes, like, you have your 4K television for when, and your surround sound for when you want that experience.
Or your headphones.
But that's not saying, or your nice headphones, but that's not saying like, I can't listen to music on nothing else because that's not going to be the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like for those side things, especially if they bring the third parties in, I think that's where the Switch will really, really shine.
And I feel like all the indie stuff.
But of course, I'm going to play Horizon on the PlayStation. If they said, hey, the Horizon's on PlayStation and the Switch, I'm going to get it on the PlayStation because it's going to look better. It's going to play better. But, there's going to be things like, like NBA Playgrounds that can fall the Switch's way,
Yes.
that, we could do.
And I totally, not really considering myself in any way a handheld guy. I understand because as I've said earlier, I've played remote play on my Vita, and it's not like technology-wise, and is it able to do it? Yes, but the fact that it doesn't have enough controls on the Vita, or without having to use like touch screens and stuff, it's not the perfect experience. In that vein, the Switch, I kind of agree with other people, at least from the outside looking in, that it feels like it's what the Vita should have been. It has all the right buttons, everything. It has an R2 and L2 or whatever they call it. It has all the face buttons. The sticks actually click, right? On the Switch.
I don't know what that means.
Like where you can push down on the stick, the analog sticks. They're an actual button. You can push them.
They have like
I
an
don't-
R3 and L3 basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the Switch has those as well. Like,
Oh,
so
yes,
all
it
the
does.
same
It does.
buttons
Yeah.
transfer over. So in that vein, if like Sony came out with, a Vita 2 and it had all the right buttons, I would probably get it because I'm like, hey, when I'm remote, I could maybe use this because I don't, like I established earlier, don't always have a laptop or whatever.
Right.
If the Switch, because it's this hybrid thing, and I know they have to make compromises in order to do that, I just don't see the experiences I really want being on it. But
Yeah,
if
of
they are
course.
there, I'd love the idea to be able to play it in the bed if I wanted Horizon or whatever. But I just, because I don't think those experiences that I'm interested in are coming to the Switch, that's why I don't have any plans to get it. But I remain open because you never know what's going to come out,
Yeah.
And they might get 4 or 5 games. It's like, okay, now there's 5 games that I really want. That justifies it to me. But right now, I'm just not interested yet.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of a mix of Chris and Tim both, where I just don't. There's not anything that's really interesting me or grabbing me because again, I don't have that love for Nintendo's characters that a lot of people who are Nintendo fans do, and I've just never been a portable guy. And when portable like DVD players came out or movie viewers came out, I don't want to watch on a small screen. I'd rather take that experience in on my TV at home. And that's just how I want to ingest it. And if I'm on the go, kind of like Tim, well, I've got my phone if I want something, but I'd rather play it on the TV than on a smaller screen.
Yeah, I think too. I'm running out of things on my phone.
Yeah,
Like, I'm only gonna ascend the balls thing when you beat,
Right.
327.
right.
Clash is slowing down for me a little bit. Clash Royale. I'm still playing it almost every day, but like it's slowing down a little bit for me. So I feel myself like, you ever hit the app drawer and you go scroll up, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down, and then you close the phone? That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Right.
Tim, you got to go.
Yeah, it's all good. I've enjoyed this. I think it's safe to say we can put this question to bed. Like, those are your reasons, and those are honestly all really good reasons for why we haven't, and I love that. So, yeah, final
But I'm
question,
glad
though.
we have representation, though, with Gabe.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we need that, which is good.
Hey, yay.
Final question at Drew Rowland. Okay, coming to Nashville for my fiance's birthday. Woohoo!
Ooh.
What's the best hot chicken? Hattie B's or Prince's or other? Dude, will you text and let us know? And I might be able to take you to Prince's because I went to
Ooh,
Prince's.
yeah.
I haven't been to Hattie B's, but Prince's, woohoo! So good.
There's a place on
Caution.
96 that people are talking about too that's supposed to be off the chain.
Where?
over there behind IHOP. Isn't that
Oh,
weird?
really?
Yes, people are like, it's called Big Shakes Hot Chicken and
Oh
Fish.
yeah, Big Shakes. Yeah, okay. I was supposed to. There's one near Pueblo in like next
you
to
had
the laundromat. I have not. We should do that. Let's do
I haven't
that.
had it either, but like people keep being like, dude, have you been to Big Shakes? And I'm like, no. They're like, that place is so good.
I've heard good things about Big Shakes.
But because
Drew,
it's just close to IHOP, I just figured it wasn't good.
you think it's extra sticky because of IHOP being right there?
Exactly.
Drew, will you please tweet us the dates when you're going to be here, man? Maybe we could link up, and I'd be happy to take you to Prince's, or we could go to Big Shakes or Hattie B's, either one. But
Pick one of those places that also serves good beer, because Mr. Drew likes a good beer now and then.
All right, there you go.
Oh, there we go. I like that.
That's it for me.
Sweet. Thank you guys. This is a very off-topic question, but I feel like you guys know so much about us. We don't always know as much about you. We know you guys gaming-wise, but maybe not closer to that. What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music do you guys listen to? Our MTTG community, let us know. Router, what kind of music you listen to?
Everything. I love hip hop. I love house music. I love pop music. I love it all. It's just fun.
Dido.
Right.
Besides Dido.
Everything but metal and country.
Chris McCracken.
Pretty much.
What are you drawn to though, Ed, instead of just everything?
Man, it just depends on my mood.
What do you like more than another thing?
I mean, I
like
guess
Exotica.
Exotic. I don't even know what that is.
What is
Oh
Exotica?
man, it's so
After
good.
hours.
No, it's not that kind of
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's like a tiki lounge.
Oh,
Like,
that'd be cool. Oh, I
Yeah,
definitely
man.
listen to some of that.
Yeah,
I
man.
never heard of
Tiki
Exotica.
lounge music. It's also called Exotica. I know it's weird.
Nice.
Well,
That's
Sergio
awesome.
Mendez in your life?
You know what
Right?
I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Kind of the same as Ed and Tim. I listen to a little bit of everything. It depends on my mood. When I'm working on my computer, I tend to listen to acoustic music, whatever that may be, whether it's covers or just acoustic version
Oh, nice.
artists. When I'm running or doing any kind of active thing, I like to listen to
Metallica.
techno and metal.
Nice.
And then, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place, really.
You're not really a pop guy though, right? Or are you?
No, I don't mind pop. The only thing that I listen to the least is probably hip hop. And when I do, it's usually older stuff. I don't really listen to anything new.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you who a real current hot pop artist is, or a hip hop artist is. I don't really even know one. But with Spotify, I just go to like whatever is popular and be like, oh yeah, listen to this. And I just click it and go. And if I get 3 songs I don't like, I switch it to a different one. So
I'm kind of with you guys. I mean, I like pop music probably the most, and then which is closely followed by R&B, and then the new hip hop is getting lost on me. Besides, like the guys that are still doing it with some musicality to it, you know.
Yep.
I still like the Drake stuff and
I love
Chance
Drake
the Rapper,
Yep.
and so, but I don't like Yachi and
Betty
all
White.
these
I've never
guys.
even heard of Yachi.
I don't like
Yachi.
who's that one white dude?
The mumble stuff.
No, that
Eminem?
sings that bad things. No.
Logic?
No,
No,
Robin
Logic's pretty
Thicke?
good.
it's like $1 million somebody. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly. Like I don't
Machine
really like
Gun
him that
Kelly.
much.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like him either.
Not feeling it. Anyway, let us know what kind of music you guys like, man. What are you banging in the car? We want to know. Use hashtag answer MTTG. We might do a little bit more personal questions every now and then.
Nice.
Get to know you guys
I
better.
like that.
Know what's going on. Episode 243 in the books. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we about this thing. Peace!
Ed, you wear my bathing suit?
No.
Dang it.
I was totally the one laughing, Ed or Gabe.
You were?
I never said that I wasn't. I just didn't say anything.